on HKFM.
Well, a pleasant good evening, everybody, as we flip the calendar to October. Set for Crusader football here on this first Friday night of the month tonight, and a big 4A matchup between two teams meeting for the first time ever here at Crusader Stadium, as the 3-1 Buhler Crusaders get set to host the 3-1 Wamego Red Raiders. Hi and welcome inside the Midway Motors drive to the game. Aaron West alongside Chris Shank. Matt Atherton down on the field for our broadcast tonight. Broadcasting live on the free Astra Radio app, and watch our live video at astraradio.com/TV. Powered by Nextech Wireless, the latest phones and devices at the best prices. Tough test tonight, and I'm at that point of no opinion right now. I have a lot of unanswered questions. Feeling that it should be a pretty tight game, but man, you just never know.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun matchup tonight. You know, first time we've ever played Wamego, and coming off what was our best game of the season and the first half last week, a thing of beauty. So it's going to be one of those chances tonight after you played a great game. You know, how are we going to look the following week? Are they going to rest on their laurels or have a good week coming out against a very talented Wamego team?
Last week, a 55-14 win against Circle to stay undefeated in league play. Buhler put up 488 yards of total offense to 279 for the T-Birds. 422 of that on the ground. Ben Klaus just 5 yards shy of a career high. 17 carries, 210 yards, 4 touchdowns. And here's the thing about that, Matthew. He did all of that work in the first half. Just fantastic on Friday. Boy, it sure would be nice to see a repeat performance tonight, but they've been running well, and that offensive line blocking really well for him.
You know, we spent a pretty significant amount of time talking about it last week, but in that first half, Ben was taking the ball and was running usually for 10-plus yards a carry, which is just video game numbers. That's not how it normally is. And there were times, Chris, we talked about it a lot, where he was getting to the second level without even being touched. And you take somebody with speed like that and vision like that, and you let him get ahead of steam. Also, he doesn't run away from contact, so when that linebacker or that safety comes up to make the tackle, he usually ends up lowering the boom. It was fun to watch him operate like that, just playing loose and free. And, Aaron, I think you're right. That offensive line, and you kind of had a sense that it was going to take a little time, a couple of sophomores on the line, that offensive line really starting to gel together, grow together, operate as one. It surely means good things for the Crusaders.
They've only allowed 2 sacks all season in the passing game. Defensively, Buhler continues to be dominant against the run. JV guys came in, gave up some late yards against Circle, but 72 total. Will Hanen in the middle of that defense. Another great night, 13 tackles, a forced fumble, an INT. Those guys, they'll be key again tonight against a team that runs a lot of spread. But, man, with him anchoring that defense, so fun to watch.
Well, Will does such a good job. I know we talk about it, and it'll happen tonight. The pressure from Buhler's front four will cause teams to want to run screens. And the only way a screen works is if your linebackers are undisciplined. Will Hanen is so disciplined. Whenever people try to run screens this year, he has done a fantastic job of shutting that down. And that really makes it tough, because if you've got a defensive line that you can't block and you can't screen to kind of slow them down, you're really left with just trying to block better, which is difficult to do against our front four.
Well, we've hit the halfway mark in the regular season. I predicted at the beginning of the year that Cash Carson would set a new all-time single-season sack record. He is halfway there here in Week 5. Henry Hickert has the record at 14. Cash is at 6.
And tonight, facing a quarterback like Fulton that is a runner, Cash, it's going to be a little bit more difficult tonight, but Buhler's going to bring the heat, and we'll see if Cash can notch a couple more to the belt this evening.
Yeah, man, that might be a key in this game, and we'll break it down coming up. But I can't think of a game so far this year, even in the loss to Great Bend, where an opposing team's offensive line has been able to control our front four. And we haven't been blitzing a ton. It's just those guys and their natural abilities getting free to the quarterback.
Yeah, I really think it goes back to kind of the Coach Cole's way to use undersized, quick guys who can shoot the gap. They've done such a good job. part of the reason Coach Coles loves to put those wrestlers down on that defensive line. But those guys have done such a good job of beating slower offensive linemen off the ball, which is really impressive since usually they don't know the snap count. So those guys have done such a great job, and it really makes it such that those three linebackers, who are all such good tacklers, can clean up a lot of the mess.
It'll be a big task for our defense tonight against a very good opponent in Wamego. We'll break them down coming up as we continue this evening with our Midway Motors drive to the game live from Crusader Stadium on this Friday night, Week 5. And we'll talk about tonight's matchup plus our This Day in Crusader history when we come back here. You're listening to Crusader Football on HKFM.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Midway Motors in McPherson, Newton, Hutchinson, and Hillsboro. Next, we'll relive this day in Crusader history. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
The name Johnson Sheet Metal does not sound like a heating and air conditioning company, but Johnson Sheet Metal has been taking care of your comfort needs for over 100 years. Hi, this is Sarah Johnson, and through 4 generations, my family has specialized in the Lennox brand, but we service other makes and models as well. Today, we are still servicing and installing heating and air conditioning systems in Hutchinson and Reno County. Give Johnson Sheet Metal a call today at 620-662-0224.
Hi, this is Jen Stallman with the Buhler Booster Club. The Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics at Buhler High School. Be sure to follow the Crusader Closet and Booster Club on Facebook for events and new Crusader apparel arrivals. We are excited to be able to accept credit card payments at our concession stands this year. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support from our generous donors.
Hi, it's Aaron West, voice of the Crusaders, and Astro Radio is a proud Buhler Booster Club member.
Neufeld Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We're your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Fight against breast cancer by ordering a Courage Cookie from Scooter's Coffee. A portion of the proceeds will be given back to the Pink Agenda to support breast cancer awareness. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooter's Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, and Salina.
Each and every day, WIFCO steel products are trusted to provide access and infrastructure for a wide range of purposes. For more info on what WIFCO can do for you, go to wifcosp.com. WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration, Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. We'll help you rise again after your disaster.
Crusader Football on HKFM.
Well, back here on the Midway Motors Drive to the game, time for our This Day in Crusader history. We'll take you back to October the 11th of 1996. A 48-28 win over Goddard at Crusader Stadium. We talked about Landis last week, and he's back. Landis Richardson with a 60-yard interception return for a touchdown in that game. Justin Stover also had a big game rushing the ball as he had a 82-yard scamper to the Buhler end zone for a touchdown. 48-28 the win in that game. I'm sure Chris Shank got some late action.
I think so. Well, and you mentioned Justin Stover. I remember Coach Porter always affectionately called him Stovepipe, but Stover was such a fun kid. Always remember he drove an old orange Volvo that he was famous for driving. It was the loudest car you've ever heard, Aaron.
Whatever gets you from point A to point B. 9-4 all time on October the 11th. 0-0 all time against this Wamego Red Raider team as we go inside tonight's game plan, brought to you by Erickson Custom Building. For new construction and remodeling, Erickson Custom Building. Online at ericksoncustombldg.com. This is a Red Raider team out of the North Central Kansas League, 3-1, 2-1 in league. They went 9-3 a year ago. They've made 4 straight trips to the quarterfinals or farther in the postseason. Runner-up in 22, and Their coach Weston Moody, who's a 7-year guy from Salina, went to Fort Hays State and took the head job 7 years ago at Wamego, and he's really built them into a perennial power.
Yeah, it has changed because perpetually for many, many years, Wamego was not a football school. They were a school that really had zero tradition, struggled, had some success in some of the other sports out there, but football was a major afterthought there. But Coach Moody has done just a great job of getting this program going and getting to the unknown heights. They'd never made it. They never made it very deep in the playoffs until Coach Moody's gotten there. So he's done a great job of building something from the ashes.
Wins over Concordia, Rock Creek, and a very impressive win over Topeka Hayden at home last week. That one loss to their rivals, the Marysville Bulldogs, came in week 3 at Marysville. Marysville undefeated in a close game, 22-21. They'll run spread. Their young quarterback out of the shotgun most of the time, Matthew, but they like to run out of that spread 65% of the time. How does that benefit them, and what does that challenge look like to our defense?
Oh, I tell you, with, Wamego being a team that has a young quarterback, Buhler bringing some pressure to him is going to be really one of the critical factors this evening.
Their quarterback, as we mentioned, just a sophomore, Logan Fulton, runs a lot of counter himself, so we'll see him involved in the offense tonight. He's got 2 very talented receivers on the outside that he likes to throw to. They really like to get the ball out and quick to their receivers. And so you talked about maybe some of that screen action, some of those type of quick plays. Linebackers really have to stay disciplined and read their keys well. Yeah,
one of the things that Coach Coles talked about in the scouting report this week is that Logan Fulton's one of those guys who does great in the scramble drill. When he gets moved out of the pocket, being able to find receivers downfield, and being somebody that's, like you said, if there's pressure coming, they're going to have those safety routes underneath. And so you mentioned the linebackers covering the flats well. That's going to be really important. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on our linebackers, because if you have a quarterback that's out of the pocket, and you have to make the decision, do I pursue the quarterback or I deal with the receiver that's there in the flat? So hopefully the linebackers will make the right decisions when they're dealing with that this evening.
Matthew, certainly, as always, the spotlight on our defensive backs, but they had 3 picks last week. Pretty good week for them, including that late one by Asher Zachary. I would imagine veteran group back there up to the test tonight, but certainly they'll have to watch for that deep ball down the field.
Yeah, historically, the last couple of years, it's really been the secondary that's been the last part of the defense to kind of click together. But you got some guys that have spent quite a bit of time back there this year. It's a real benefit to have both in Quentin and Mitchell, and then Junior Gentry from that safety spot. Also, you end up with Gotti back there as well. And so you've got guys that know how to play together. They've done a good job. What a cool moment for Asher Zachary, a moment he won't soon forget on a really, really fun play there late in the second half. This has been such a fun early season to watch the way the defense has played together. We talk about it a lot. You can't overstate it. It is Buhler football to have a great defense. Coach Coles does a fantastic job with that group.
Be interesting. A lot of times Mitchell McDaniel's the guy that gets the one-on-one matchup. We'll see how they align that defense against those receivers tonight.
I can tell you in warm-ups, and it's hard to know, but Logan Fulton was easily flicking the ball 45, 50 yards downfield in warm-ups. I think they've got going to have a fun challenge tonight.
All right, big night on the field tonight. Our Prairie Hills Middle School band performing the national anthem before the game. Peter and Wamego coming up. We'll talk to Coach, his thoughts on tonight's matchup when we come back. You're listening to Crusader Football here on HKFM.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Stay tuned for tonight's kickoff conditions. And Aaron West sits down for a pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner. Buhler Crusader Football on 95.9 HKFM.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
Chances are you have a friend, neighbor, or family member that has been a victim of a financial scam. Hi, this is Misty, VP of Operations with Prairie Bank of Kansas. At Prairie Bank, we know how ruthless scammers can be. That's why we have local fraud prevention experts on staff devoted to keeping you and your money safe. Stop by and see us at our Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson branches today, or check out prairiebankks.com. Member FDIC, Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
Well, back here on our Midway Motors drive to the game, time for pregame thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, second half of the regular season begins tonight with Wamego. Big schedule, another big game tonight against a very good opponent.
It is a very good team. They're very well coached, and they've got a tradition going right now, a lot of pride in their program, and I know they're going to play hard, and their linebackers are going to be playing downhill, the safeties play downhill, so they do a really nice job with a lot of things, their schemes. Offensively, they're going to want to run the ball first and then throw, but we're definitely going to be tested and have to be ready to go.
I always think it's interesting in a league like they play in, where you've got a couple of 4As, them and Abilene, and then a lot of smaller schools, how they're able to handle that, playing some of the tougher 4A teams. But for the last few years, they've made it deep into the playoffs and really show that they can hold their own. So they'll be tough for you. What are you looking at as far as an offensive scheme and challenges that their defense presents?
Well, offensively, we like to run right at people. We have all kinds of things that we can do if we need to, but we want to start out by trying to go at them. That's what Topeka Hayden did, and so we feel like we can do it. I feel like our line is better than Topeka Hayden's, but now we got to go out and prove that. And then obviously with our play action passes, try to find open receivers, but just moving the ball on the ground at first, and then be able to open some other things up. And then as far as their offense, they're going to give us a lot of different looks. And they could be in quads, they could be in trips, they could be in several formations. And we just have to be able to recognize that and remember our rules. So there's some memorization that comes for the kids, because we have to be in certain coverages when they do go to quads, or they're in not only quads, but when we call it jiggy, and that's a no-back set, and where they put their people in no-back. So everybody needs to be communicating, and our kids have done a great job with that, and I think that we're going to have a good night, because with the experience we have in our D-backs, it definitely helps.
Yeah, they have a big offensive line, but, it's been interesting, even in the Great Bend loss, I don't feel like we've played an offensive line this year that's been able to contain our guys up front.
Well, no, and we've got sacks every game. We've got pressure on the quarterbacks every game, and I feel like that's something that we're going to be able to continue to do.
Wamego, of course, 3-1 out of the NCKL. First ever meeting between these two schools. So that's always kind of fun to get to play somebody new, and especially if it's a quality opponent.
I think it's a great thing. Not that far away, a couple hours from Buhler to Wamego. So let's start it off right and get a win.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that, to continue what's been a good season for you guys. We had a couple more of our seniors on our coaches show on Monday, and I just really have been impressed by that group and the way they carry themselves.
Well, they're good gentlemen. We have a lot of good kids and a lot of kids that care, and good families and all the senior class, and just a fun group to coach.
You got some younger kids too, Coach, that are kind of pushing for some time there. I've been impressed by some of them too.
Well, for sure. We've had juniors playing. We're starting 3 sophomores, so excited about the future.
Yeah. Not that often that you might have that many younger guys up front. But.
Well, no, especially up front, because you have to be powerful and strong, and both Nixon and John are, and they're filling in those holes that we lost from last year very well.
All right, Coach. Well, hopefully good things on the field tonight. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That's head coach Steve Warner. We're back with more of our pregame right after this.
Coming up, the Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues after this. Stream Crusader football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
This is Annette with Annette KF Insurance. Inflation is hitting us hard, so it's a good time to review the cost and coverage of your auto and homeowners insurance. As an independent agent, I represent Goodville Mutual and several other fine companies. Stop by Annette Epp Insurance in Hutchinson at 2500 North Main, Suite E, or call 620-662-4900.
This is Darren Eddy with Ag 360 Insurance in Inman. For years, we've been known for our great service with our ag customers, but did you know we can handle your family or small business insurance needs as well? We would love an opportunity to sit down and visit with you about what we can do for you. As an independent agency, we can shop different coverage options for you. Stop by our office on Old K61 in Inman or give Cody Moores or myself a call today at 620-585-2128 or check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
And back here on our Midway Motors drive to the game as we count down to kickoff. A rumble in the stadium as I believe we've got a lot going on tonight. We had our little Kitty Crew cheerleaders and then the middle school marching band. It's also pink night and all kinds of things happening here. Let's quickly talk about some ones to watch. Brought to you by Dix Phillips 66. Every journey begins with a stop at Dix Phillips 66. 4th and Stevens in Hutch. I'll give you two a minute to kind of mull that over, but for me, really, it's the two tailbacks. Ben Klaus for Buhler had a big night over at 200 yards last week. Tate Warren on the other side is a senior. He's had a good year, averaging over 100 yards a night as well. A big, strong downhill runner. We've got motorcycles apparently in the stadium. Is that right? It's gotten very loud.
Harley night. They've had this tradition at K-State forever of they have a game where they bring in a bunch of people, ride their Harleys around the football field before the game to kind of get the crowd revved up. And actually, Bob Deester, one of the guys that helped organize this year.
Some thoughts on key matchups, key places to watch tonight?
Well, I really think that obviously both these teams want to come out here and run the football. You know, Wamego runs at 67% of the time. Buhler, it's probably even a higher percentage than that. So I really think that the team that's able to run the football better tonight will be the one that walks out with the victory.
Matt, who do you have your eye on?
Oh, I think for me it's going to be, we say it a lot, it's going to be that Buhler front four defensively. Can they get into the backfield and tackles for loss? I think if Buhler can get, what do you think, Chris? 7, 8, 9 tackles for a loss, I think that probably puts Buhler in a pretty good spot.
I'd agree.
All right, we'll see coming up. Coin toss, our countdown to kickoff continues, and we'll get Chris's keys to the game coming up on the broadcast. We did want to mention very sad news this week in our Buhler family as we lost longtime teacher Carla Gertzen, who passed away after a courageous battle with cancer last Saturday. Carla graduated from Buhler High School in 1993 and received her bachelor degree from Bethel College at North Newton. Her teaching career took her first to Hutch and then to Prosperity and Buhler Grade School, where she finished her career. Carla was a gifted, selfless, humble educator who made her students feel welcomed and loved. A celebration of life for her tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Inspire Church in Hutchinson. And our thoughts, certainly prayers go out to her family, to husband Stuart, and to their daughter Lauren as we honor the life of Carla Gertzen tomorrow, a life well lived. More coming up right after this on HKFM.
Crusader football on HKFM. You're on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Midway Motors, for every mile of life. Coming up, Chris gives you his 3 keys to victory. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. Call 620-585-2816 or visit EricksonCustomBLDG.com.
Getting ready to mow? Hi, this is Janet Dick inviting you to stop by our locally owned Dix Phillips 66. At Dix, we offer the non-alcohol premium fuel your mowers and trimmers prefer, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Every journey begins with a stop at Dix Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Hi, this is James with IdeaTech. We love bringing internet freedom to the residents and businesses of Buhler. IdeaTech is a proud supporter and the preferred internet provider of the Buhler Crusaders. As the Crusaders know, speed wins. We back up our lightning-fast internet with a customer-first philosophy. That means you will talk to a live person from our office in Buhler when you call in. If you're not already a customer, go to IdeaTech.com and click on Check Availability. Or you can call us at 620-543-5000 to inquire more about our services.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Gentlemen. All right. Hey, Wamego's our visitors, correct? All right. Got a coin here. Heads. Heads. Okay. Tails. Right. Tails. Okay. They get to make the call, correct? What do you call it? What did he say? Heads. All right. We're going to flip this coin, let it hit the ground, see what we got, all right? Heads. You want to defer. All right. You guys want the ball, right? All right. Which end you want to kick from? You want to kick.
All right, guys, so Wamego won the toss. They're going to defer. Buhler will receive the ball. Wamego will kick from the south to the north as we get ready to start a fantastic night of football.
All right, Chris, and let's take a look at some keys to the game.
All right, the 3 keys tonight, I think. Number 3, special teams. Wamego has returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns this year, so our special teams are really going to have to be ready to take away that fast of scoring for Wamego. I think number 2, rattling Fulton. He's just a sophomore. He's been dynamite for Wamego this year, doing a great job spreading the ball around the field. I don't know if he's faced a Buhler D-line like Buhler's this year, so hopefully we can really put the pressure on him, force him into making some sophomore mistakes. And I think the number 1 key to success tonight, if we can establish the run. Last week, Buhler had a season-high 403 yards on the ground. Let's see if the Crusaders can have a big rushing night tonight.
All right, 3-1, 3-0 in the league coming off that win last week's. Head coach Steve Warner now at 279 wins. And that ranks up there as 10th all-time among coaches in the state of Kansas. Senior quarterback Brendan Skripczyk has completed 52% of his passes for 322 yards, 4 touchdowns. Another monster year being had by Ben Klaus, who tailback should go over 700 yards tonight, averaging 6.9 a carry. He'll have Nick Gazaway and Max Harmony rotating in front of him at fullback. Very speedy wide receiver group. We'd love to see them get involved in the game tonight. Mitchell McDaniel, Quentin Pisano, and Cash Carson, Jax Pratt, and Brady Gotti rotate at the tight ends. Up front, the big guys. Bodie Redenbaugh, that big right tackle, a senior. Nixon Stanley next to him. The center, Tanner Brown, John Aldridge, and Logan Turner on the other side. And we are set to go as the sun sets to the west. And Wamego will set up to kick off from their own 40 toward the north end zone here at Crusader Stadium. Our coverage brought to you in part by Daylight Donuts, by Johnson Sheet Metal, Newfelt's Flooring, by Inman Funeral Home, and by Annette Epp Insurance. Buhler home black uniforms, black tops, black pants, maroon numerals trimmed in white, all white uniforms, white tops, white pants, red numerals for Wamego. And the Red Raiders will kick it out of the back of the end zone. Brody Graber, their kicker. And Buhler will start at the 20-yard line. And just like tonight's teams, I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. I Need a Cleaners in Hutchinson. It's where to take your clothes. Buhler had such a fantastic first half a week ago, really running at will against the Circle Thunderbirds. And boy, would it be nice if they're able to start off with a good drive here.
Yep, it would do so much to give the guys confidence. Last week, that first quarter was a thing of beauty for the Buhler O.
Wamego will start in a 4-3, but they will give you multiple looks tonight on defense. Out of the eye with a wingback right side. Single receiver to the Buhler sideline is Mitchell McDaniel. Now Pisano goes in motion. They're going to hand it off. Ben Klaus, one man to beat on the edge. And not much there for Ben. As a good play made by the quarterback on this near side, Kaysen Hall. It shuts down Ben Klaus after a gain of about a yard, and we've got a Crusader down.
Yeah, it's Ben Klaus shooken up on that tackle.
So one play and an injury timeout for one of the most important, not that they're not all important, but certainly that tailback position key in having success. And a timeout here brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law, 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. And the Buhler sideline holding its collective breath. A yard, give him 3 yards actually, and now Ben Klaus down where he was tackled near the 23-yard line. We'll take a quick timeout, come back after this from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. This is Crusader football on HKFM.
Most important elements of success is knowing when to expand and when to focus on strengthening what you have. At People's Bank and Trust, we've done just that over the years, ensuring that we always have a solid base to provide for our customers and our community. At People's Bank and Trust, we never promise more than we can deliver, and what we deliver is safe, sound, reliable banking that puts you first. Let us put our experience to work for you and your family. People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, the training staff, Ben Klaus is sitting up, working with what appears to be, Matt, his right arm, right shoulder area.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell right here if it's elbow or shoulder. I suppose it's good that it's not a leg injury, but that right arm sure seems to be hanging pretty heavy on Ben Klaus.
Well, senior cornerback Kaysen Hall, Christopher, read that play well. He stayed home, anticipated the run to his side, and made the tackle after a short gain.
Yeah, that's one of the things in the scouting report this week. They talked about how good Wamego's secondary is in the run support. And like you said, it was a corner that delivered the blow on Ben. And, you know, he's one tough customer. You think about this, guys. How many times have we seen Ben take a big shot, just pop up like it's nothing? So he's got to be hurting with him moving the way he is. And we'll hope that Ben is okay.
Ben Klaus coming off the field, and they will turn to sophomore Dylan Skripczyk in the backfield. They're going to put Brendan out of the gun. Receivers tightly bunched either side. Pisano's at a wing to the left. They go with a wing right as well. And Pisano's going to go in motion right to left. And they'll hand it off to Skripczyk, coming to the right side, sidesteps one tackler, gets out of another ankle tackle, and gets across the 25. Good second effort for Dylan Skripczyk, who got a lot of action in the second half last week against the varsity defense. And hopefully he can lean on that experience tonight as he'll make it a third down and manageable.
Yeah, good tackle made by Josh Flanagan, and great job by Skripczyk coming in cold as ice. You know, when you're the sophomore tailback in a giant game like this, you're not expecting second play of the game to be thrown into the frying pan, but he was ready.
Third down and 3. They'll keep Skrip out of the gun. His younger brother on his left hip. 2 receivers right, single receiver to the near side is Cash Carson. Third down and 3 for the Crusaders. And they look to throw it out in the flat far side. It is Mitchell McDaniel, but he is tripped up immediately after the catch. It'll be short of the down to gain marker. And boy, thing I've noticed right away, Wamego's defensive backs have made some big plays already on the first drive of this game.
Yeah, that time it was the safety, Jacob DeRoshi, out there and just fought through the block, a little swing pass out there, and he hit McDaniel just as soon as he caught it. So McDaniel was not able to gain any yards, and Buhler's going to be forced to go 3 and out on their first possession.
Loss of a yard back to the 26. Crusaders have struggled on third down this year, just 36% completion. And now Brendan Skripczyk will punt it away. They have a dangerous return man who just fumbled the ball, able to pick it up, though. You talked about the 2 touchdowns returned on kickoffs. That is Jackson Toops, number 6, a senior. If he gets free in space, he is very fast, but had a little trouble getting a hold of the football there.
Yeah, Crusaders got a break that time. That Toops kind of bobbled the punt, or he's a guy, every time he touches it in space, he's a dangerous individual.
So 10:29 to play in the first. Wamego will have their first touch of the football. No score. They'll start from their own 41, going left to right here on HKFM. Just a sophomore is Logan Fulton. He's a good scrambler. He'll be out of the gun all night. You'll see Wamego go with one back or empty sets most of the time. There's that empty look as they go with all wide receivers and a quarterback draw on first down. Buhler right there in the middle. Jacob Miller to lead the charge after a short gain. Give him 2 yards forward progress to the 43.
Well, one of the ways they're going to try to negate that Buhler D-line pressure is just those quarterback draws. And that time, Miller and Hayden did a great job of reading it and dropping him right after he picked up 2 yards.
And guys, a thing to watch, they actually released Fulton out. That was the running back, a direct snap.
So they go with a wildcat look there to Tate Warren, the senior. He's a big, strong downhill runner. One back to the right of Fulton as he throws over the middle. Toops caught it but paid for it. It's a first down into Buhler territory at the 45. He held on to that pass, was a little high from Fulton, but he got whacked. Unfortunately, though, enough for a first down into Buhler territory, and Wamego's going to go no huddle here.
Good tackle by Gotti.
3 wide receivers, a tight end on first down, out of the gun, and they'll hand it off. This is Warren again, banging his way forward for just a yard. And that'll bring up a second down and 9. We've got to be able to contain them in the passing game. That starts with getting pressure on Fulton.
Yeah, and that time Fulton had some guys pursuing him from the backside, but he was just able to deliver the ball quickly.
Second and 9 in Buhler territory. Wamego in their opening drive. Buhler had to punt as they started the game and went 3 and out. Came up empty on a 3rd down and 3. This is Fulton out of the gun, tailback to his left, 3 receivers to the right. And they'll fake to the tailback, little counter to the far side, flag out of the backfield as Fulton is dropped for no gain. We'll see what the flag is.
Yeah, ran the read option that time. They sent the tailback to the right, and it was Fulton keeping to the left. His helmet came off at the end. It looks like there's probably going to be a hold from where that flag was thrown, called on the Red Raiders.
Now Fulton will have to come out for a play, will he not?
Yes, sir.
It's one of those tough penalties that I could justify going either way, accepting or not. If you don't accept, it's 3rd down. Yes. They're going to take the yards.
Yeah, with a 10-yard penalty near the line of scrimmage.
So the quarterback guys who was taking snaps other than Fulton was number 16, Hayden Simon, a freshman.
All right, let's see if the Crusaders can capitalize on a fresh guy coming in.
So Fulton with his helmet coming off has to come out for a play. Hayden Simon will take this snap back in Wamego territory at the 46-yard line. This is 2nd down and 20 to go. 4 wide receiver look, 2 receivers bunched to the left side. Now they put Toops in motion in the jet sweep. They're going to get the ball to his hands, and he's going to get a little bit of the penalty yardage back, but not much. He's driven out about shy of the 50 at the 49-yard line. And that sets up 3rd down and long, a big 3rd down coming up here.
That was a little bit spooky that time on the jet sweep. Toops was able to get to the edge, but Jeremy Gentry came flying up from the safety spot to hit him after a couple-yard pickup.
3rd down and 15 here for Wamego. If Buhler can hold, they'd force a likely punt. Trips right, and Fulton out of the gun with the tailback Warren behind him. High snap taken. He's got time. Pressure now off the edges. Throws over the middle, incomplete. Target was Drew Erickson at the 25-yard line, but I think Fulton heard the steps coming around him at that time, got rid of it a little bit earlier than he would have liked to.
And I love seeing an incompletion on 3rd and long. Great job by the Black Knights after they surrendered the first down on that first drive. Then we're able to buckle it down, capitalize on that holding penalty, and force Wamego to punt away on their first possession.
So Wamego's kicker, this is Brody Garber. He's got a good leg. It'll be taken at the 15, returnable for Junior Gentry at the 30, 35, 40, and driven out of bounds. Little special teams help there. Good return by Gentry to the Wamego sideline. Sets up good field position.
Well, on a night like this against a talented team like Wamego, every yard you can scratch out on special teams makes the ask a little bit easier for the offensive scoring. So great job by Junior Gentry on that fantastic return.
Buhler will have it from their own 40. Nothing now. 8:20 to go in the first quarter. Neither team yet to get into the red zone. Both with a possession. And Ben Klaus going down injured on Buhler's first drive. He is walking the sideline at the moment. Crusaders on 1st and 10 are going to line up in the I. Wingback is McDaniel in motion right to left. Dylan Skripsa gets the handoff and runs forward. Boy, so you're the backup guys. He gets across the 45. And forward progress to the 46, 6 yards on first down. Go ahead and lean on that experienced offensive line a little bit.
Well, this will really be an opportunity for the offensive line to show that, hey, we've got some skill, and it doesn't matter who we've got back there, whether it's a sophomore or a senior, we're going to open some holes. Great job on that first down by the front 5 for Buhler.
Coming into the game, Skripsic had 17 carries, 128 yards, much of that last week as he rushed for 72, a career high out of the I. On 2nd down and 4. They fake it. It's a quarterback keeper. as Skripczyk counters to the left side and has enough for a first down into Wamego territory. Up to the 48-yard line, a First National Bank first down. Good run by Brennan Skripczyk, moves the sticks.
Well, a great way to take some pressure off the sophomore tailback, get the quarterback run game going, and Big Brother doing a great job on the quarterback counter, ripping off the first down as Buhler gets into Wamego territory for the first time tonight.
Since I got you, bro. First and 10 at the 48, clock running, 7:23 to play in the first. Brendan under center, single back is Dylan Skripczyk behind him. Again, in the sweep action, McDaniel goes in motion. They fake it to him. Hand off to Dylan Skripczyk on a left side run. And Skripczyk falling forward across the 45 to the 43-yard line. I had a conversation with Coach about this week with Ben coming back for his senior year. I think Skripczyk, they'll kind of like Mitchell McDaniel the last couple of years, they're going to have to find some ways to get him involved in the offense going forward.
No doubt. Skripczyk doing a great job that time, just burrowing his way forward. 5-yard pickups on first down are a thing of beauty.
Right to left, the left hash mark of the 43-yard line. It'll be second down. They stay in the eye, bring everybody in tight, and a straight ahead run. Forward progress just shy of the 40 up to the 41. And this will set up a third down and short, 3rd and 3. If you can get close to the sticks, do you go for it on 4th?
You might be tempted to. Buhler, one of our bugaboos this year has been our third down conversion rate, only 36%. Buhler threw on third down last time, and it was complete but stopped for a loss. So let's see if Buhler can convert on this big third down.
Third down and 3. Clock running at 6 minutes to go in the quarter and no score. 2 receivers right side. Gazaway in there at a wing to the right. Skripczyk out of the gun. They'll give it to Dylan. He's going to run left side and be stopped short. He got just across the 40. They're going to mark him right down at the 40. So decision time for Coach Warner. A 4th and 2. Is this an area of the field where you go for it?
He's bringing the punt team on against a talented team like Wamego. You want to force them to go as far as possible. Unfortunately, on that play, it was just kind of slow developing, and so by the time Skripczyk got to the edge, he was already surrounded by Red Raiders.
So Brendan Skripczyk on to punt for the Crusaders. He has 5 inside the 20 this year. This should be a good opportunity to pin him deep. Wamego has nobody back. And off the foot of Skrip, it hits at the 9, and it takes a roll to the 5. It's going to be down there. 2 things could have happened there. That ball could have hit the football and made a beeline for the end zone, but it did not. It hit the 9 and pretty much died. And that's exactly what the Crusaders want as it's down at the 5-yard line.
Great punt there by Brendan Skripczyk there, pinning him deep here. And when you're a sophomore quarterback pinned up against your goal line, it's kind of a nervous situation here for Logan Fulton. Let's see if the Black Knight defense can make him pay.
We stay scoreless. Wamego with their second drive coming up. Our coverage tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. The Buhler 4-3 defense up front. Those small, quick guys we've talked about. Jax Pratt and Cruz Hirschberger at the ends. Chase Gentry and Cash Carson in the middle. And they're going to run.
Direct snap.
A Wildcat run with the tailback on first down. Gets him a couple to the 7. Linebackers Jacob Miller, Gazaway, Will Hanen, Brady Gotti, Jeremy Gentry, Jared Miller, Mitchell McDaniel in the secondary. The big number for these guys is they are +5 in the takeaway category through 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah, and Buhler really capitalized last week on circles, turnovers. Buhler coming into last week was 4-3 +1. They went +5 after last week's dismantling of the T-Birds.
Only opponents to 19.5 points a game. Here's Fulton out of the gun. Empty backfield set on second down and 8. Scrambling to the near side, has a receiver. Toops comes back to the ball. He'll catch it. Very tough man to bring down. Finally, linebacker Jacob Miller drags him out of bounds. Just shy of the 20. It'll move the sticks for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that time Buhler had some pressure coming. I believe it was Cruz Hirschberger, one of the D linemen for Buhler, fell down as he was pursuing Fulton, and Fulton doing a great job rolling the pocket to his right, finding his safety valve in Toops, was able to convert.
Good job by Jacob Miller to fly to the football and help finish off that tackle. First and 10 at the 19. They'll put Toops in motion in the sweep. They give it to the tailback, and he is hit early. Tate Warren dropped at the line of scrimmage. They'll call it no gain, and that'll bring up second down.
Initial charge there led for the Crusaders by the DN, Jackson Pratt. Great job of just meeting him in the backfield. I don't agree with that call. They give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was stopped a couple yards short.
Wamego going left to right. Right hash mark of the 19 on second down and 10. Trips left, single receiver to the near side. Fulton claps his hands, ready to let it fly up the field, and it is batted incomplete. That is fantastic coverage by the defensive back on that side against Jace Johnson. First target of Johnson of the night at the 40-yard line.
Great job. It was Jared Miller, the far side corner, breaking up that pass, and a smart play made as well by Jacob Miller as he got there right after Fulton released the football, laid up, because it was one of those things he could have tattooed Fulton that time, but it would have been kind of borderline roughing the passer.
All right, another key third down in this early going with no score. Quick first quarter, 3:31 to play, nothing from Crusader Stadium. Wamego's going to use up all of the play clock as they get to the line with only 6 seconds left. They might have to burn a timeout. They were very late getting out of the huddle. There was only 5 on the play clock when they came to the line of scrimmage. And so we've got a timeout, Wamego, no score, big third down coming up when we come back from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth here on HKFM.
The Bradbury Company, headquartered in Mound Ridge, is a family-owned custom equipment builder, now hiring qualified candidates for manufacturing roles. Apply online at bradburygroup.com/careers. The Bradbury Company, we build machines, we sell solutions.
If you're looking for a late starting college class, Hutchinson Community College may have what you need. It's not too late to get enrolled. We have classes starting throughout the semester. Call 620-665-3535 or email myfuture@hutchcc.edu today.
95.9 HKFM.
Third down and 10 out of the timeout at the 19. Wamego needs forward progress up to the 29 for a first down. Crusader football brought to you in part by the Buhler Booster Club, by Wifco Steel Products, Prairie Bank of Kansas, by Ag 360 Insurance, and by Idea Tech. This is Logan Fulton, the sophomore, out of the gun. Running back to his right. 2 receivers either side on third down. He'll put a receiver in motion. Pressure off the edge. Screen pass. And it is to the tailback, who's going to have enough for a first down. They couldn't get to Warren quick enough as they go with the screen to Warren out of the backfield, far side. He'll get across the 30 and up to the 34-yard line and move the sticks for a Wamego first down, a gain of 15 yards.
Wamego did a lot of pre-snap shifts that time, kind of got the Buhler defense having to be on their heels a little bit, but great ball delivery there from Fulton to his tailback in Warren.
So the Red Raiders have a new set of downs. 3:05 to go in this opening quarter. No score. From their own 34, out of the gun. Trips left, and a flag out before the snap.
Well, I tell you what, a left guard can't go in motion, and that's exactly what Cody Mayer did.
It looked like he was going to get out and go run something from the slot, didn't it?
Yeah, when you have a number in the 50s, 60s, or 70s,
you got to stay down there, man.
Yes.
In case you were wondering, he was going to pull.
Yes.
He was just getting a head start.
What? No penalty for what? What in the world?
I don't understand that call.
A lineman can't go and...
I'll find out.
So it stays first and 10. Late pitch to Warren, trying to get to the edge of the outside, and he won't get there. Good pursuit by the Black Knights. Got a yard to the 35, and that is it. Interesting there as they threw the flag, the lineman clearly realized, oh, shoot, I'm not lined up in the right, he's just getting an early start.
I don't think he put his hand down, so I think he's just pulling early.
Okay.
Because they did it again the next play.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life, Matt.
I don't think I have.
Gain of a yard to the 35. Now 2 backs either side of Fulton out of the gun. And a receiver in motion. They're going to try to get it to Toops, and he spins his way across the 35 and forward to the 38-yard line. He picks up 3 yards. Wamego looking at another third down, third and about 6 coming up here.
Great job by Cruz Hirschberger, just nicking him a little bit on the feet to drop him after a couple-yard pickup.
See if Buhler can get off the field here on third down and 6. We'll go inside, a minute and a half to go, no score in this quarter. Fulton out of the gun with his tailback behind him, trips to the right side of the formation. Pass play hit as he delivers over the middle, and it's tipped. Incomplete, tipped by Mitchell McDaniel. It's 4th down.
Great job by Mitchell McDaniel getting a fingertip on it, and great job that time. Right as the ball was being released, Jacob Miller was right there. He hasn't been popping Fulton yet, but Fulton can feel that pressure coming off the edge, and the Buhler Black Knight defense will hold to force Wamego to punt away.
So we stay scoreless. Each team now, barring a fake punt here, will have 2 punts in the first quarter. And they will kick it away. Junior Gentry is going to have to chase back after this one. This is going to be a great punt. It's going to die inside the 15 and be down at the 13-yard line. That punt angling away from Jeremy Gentry. He had no chance to get to it. And now Buhler will have to go most of the length of the field as they start from their own 13 with 1:19 to go here in the first quarter. Each team with 2 punts in 2 possessions. Good defense early on. Brendan out of the gun, the I formation, single receivers either side. On 1st and 10 here, they fake to the fullback. And the senior quarterback's going to keep it himself. Running the triple option there. And got it forward.
Gain of 1.
1, and that's it. Got it to the 14. Gain of a yard on 1st down.
2nd and 9.
So Buhler now kind of pinned near their own goal line. So we'll see what the Crusaders can do here on their 3rd drive of the evening.
Nearing the end of the first quarter, just 52 seconds left on a 2nd down and 9. Out of the eye with a wing in motion. They fake the toss. Brendan wants to throw, now steps up. Everybody covered. He's going to run with it. Across the 20, angling toward the far sideline, toward the 1st down stick, and let's see where they mark him out of bounds near the 25.
Yeah, you should have the 1st down. Great decision made that time by Brendan Skripczyk. As the Buhler Crusaders attempted a pass play that time, he could see that everybody was covered, saw enough of a seam to take off and run it. And that's exactly what Skripczyk did, and had enough wherewithal to get past the line to gain.
Out of bounds at the 24, and that's good for a First National Bank 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24. This will be the final play of this first quarter. 0-0. Crusaders on their 3rd drive of the night, out of the I formation. Right back to the ground game, and Dylan Skripczyk right side breaks out of 1 tackle, keeps himself erect, and gets across the 30-yard line. And forward progress to the 32. That is best run of the night by Dylan Skripczyk, and because he went out of bounds,
Carry on the play, making the stop for Wamego.
he did not go out of bounds. They just, the clock had stopped for some reason. Now they wind it up.
Great run by Skripczyk on 1st down. Anytime you can rip off 8 yards on 1st down, that's going to keep this offense on the field.
Buhler will not snap it again before the end of the first quarter. So they've got a 2nd down and short coming up. Trying to be the first to put points on the board in this tough 4A battle. It's been a defensive showdown so far. 0-0 after 1 quarter of play. Crusader football tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
I'm Jared. Since 1948, we at Krupp Lumber in Heston have been helping customers choose the perfect lumber, find the right tools, and improve homes every step of the way. We offer a wide selection of top quality windows and doors like Marvin and Anderson and R.D. Henry & Company cabinets to make your home stand the test of time. Not only do we offer paints and lawn and garden supplies, but we can build floor and roof trusses in-house and can help you design your own. Ask about our in-state delivery. Krupp Lumber. Service is our specialty.
What do you look for in an insurance company? Hello, this is Brad Patton from Wade Patton Insurance. If you're looking for sound advice, dependable service, and the careful evaluation of your family's insurance needs, you should give us a call. At Wade Patton Insurance, we specialize in personal service. Your agent that evaluates and sells you your policy is the same agent that will be there answering questions and providing sage advice when you need it. So if you're looking for personal service from an accessible agent, check us out online or give us a call at 620-662-5469.
95.9 HKFM.
It'll be second down and about 3. Here to start the second quarter, this is Max Harmony in with a fullback carry. Oh, flag out. Harmony has the first down. Looks like that's going to be a hold near side. Potentially on Brody Redenbaugh.
Tough break as Harmony had a really nice run there on his first carry of the evening, and Buhler converted on second down. So now Buhler's going to be forced with a second and long if it goes against Buhler.
And a pile of injury update. It is a dislocated shoulder for Ben Klaus. He is done for the night. It is against Wamego. Boy, that's a gift.
Yes, and it's the 5-yard variety, so
that'll be another first down.
Yes, tack that on the end of Max's run, so good to see that. But yeah, no, really a bummer on Ben Klaus. Dislocated shoulders are no fun. And we'll hope that he can get some help there at Hutch Regional.
Guys, an all JV backfield in the game right now.
Up to the 45, it'll be 1st and 10. 2 receivers left side. And a little play action, and Brendan's going to be sacked. Brought down from behind by one of the big Wamego defensive linemen.
Josh Flanagan, the defensive end here on the near side.
That is only the 3rd sack given up this year by that offensive line. It's a loss of 2. A loss of 3, make it back to the 42.
Well, Wamego's doing a great job of covering the receivers. That was the second time that Skripsik's been back there. The receivers all covered. So he kind of delayed for a second trying to decide whether to run or throw, and that's when he got run down from behind by Flanagan.
Second down and 13, 11 minutes to go at a half and no score out of the I formation. Brendan will take it from Brown. Here is Dylan Skripsik and hit. Got a yard or so of that loss on the last play back, and that is it. Hit immediately at the 43-yard line, so it's a gain of 1. And it is 3rd down and 12. Well, is there a little magic somewhere in that passing game?
We'll have to see. It's a 3rd and long situation. That was Knox Karnowski there with the big knock there for Wamego. But yeah, line to gain for Buhler. They've got to cross the 45 on the other side of the field. So let's see what Coach Warner can dial up here offensively for Buhler.
Sure feels like they've got to try to get the ball into Mitchell McDaniel's hands.
3rd down and 12. Trips left, single receiver near side. Both Skripsiks in the backfield. Here's Brendan to throw. Hits Cash Carson on the near sideline. Spins out of a tackle. And second effort may have gotten him the first down. It's initially stopped short. He needed the Wamego 45. Tackler couldn't wrap him up. And a second effort moves the sticks in a First National Bank first down.
I was scared there for a moment. I thought they were going to hit Cash Carson stepping out of bounds before he got to the 45, but he made that great second effort, kind of dodged the flying defenders and was able to break the 45-yard plane.
Goes for 12 yards. First time tonight Buhler's been in Wamego territory. 1st and 10, right hash mark, left to right, the 45, and Coach Warner calls a timeout right at the snap. Having a conversation quickly with the officials, but Coach Warner, obviously, whether it's something with his offense or something the defense was doing, concerned about something.
I think he thought the ball was not spotted right and the clock was spun pretty quick.
He's still having a conversation with the officials, not happy with something. Probably not happy to have to burn a timeout either. 10:09 sitting on the second quarter clock and no score. Crusader football brought to you in part by Dix Phillips 66, by People's Bank and Trust, Crop Lumber, by Rise Up Reno, and by Happy Egg. Elsewhere around the league tonight, district play has begun down in 3A, Nickerson at Andale. A big one in Andover. Andover Central hosting Goddard tonight. Bay South at Arkansas City. Wellington at Augusta. Clearwater at Chaparral. El Dorado at Mulvane. Circle at Winfield. And at McPherson at Rose Hill. Update on scores as we go along tonight in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. So 1st and 10 at the right hash mark of the 45. We're going to be lined up in the I formation. McDaniel to the near side. Cash Carson at a receiver to the far side on 1st and 10. And they'll give it to Dylan Skripczyk, trying to get to the edge, the outside, and nothing there. Wamego has done a very good job of limiting what Buhler's trying to do in the power run game so far.
Yeah, Buhler's been able to get to the edge, but their corners have tackled so well in space. That time it was Dylan Higgins. I mean, literally, you get out there, there's one man to beat, but Wamego has not missed out there in the corners.
I think this is also where you see the difference that Ben Klaus makes. Very few guys can tackle Klaus hat on hat. It's just a different thing that he's able to do. Dylan, maybe with it as much or maybe a little more just open field speed, but hasn't quite developed that.
Skripczyk out of the gun. Tight end Brady Gotti goes in motion. Single back set. Plenty of time for Brendan to throw. And now he's going to take off with it. Now he throws it, and it's batted down by a Red Raider.
That was a crazy play.
Never got to the line of scrimmage.
Like some of the Wamego defenders gave up on the play. In hot pursuit, Jace Little looked like he was going to light Brendan Skripczyk up, then just kind of dipped his shoulder, and then, I mean, literally, some of the Wamego guys stopped playing. Strange situation there.
Well, good coverage downfield. Brendan could never find an open receiver. He took off with it. I think he thought he was just going to run and get what he could, but then threw right at the last minute before he got back to the line of scrimmage. So clock stopped at 9:17, 3rd and 10. They go with trips in a formation to the right side of the line. Skripczyk out of the gun with Dylan Skripczyk to his left. Brendan wants to throw. Good time. Is going to heave it into double coverage. McDaniel, almost. Almost at the 5. Came up with a Herculean catch. He had defenders bracketed him. Still made a great effort at the ball. Couldn't get there, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, it was in double coverage that time. But Skripczyk, if you're going to miss a throw, you want to throw it a little bit long. And that time, McDaniel just couldn't quite get underneath the football. And so the Buhler drive will stall, unfortunately, at the 45-yard line. And Buhler will be forced to punt away.
See if we can pin him deep again. Brendan, the great punt, pinned him back at the 5 last time. Keep it away from that dangerous return man, Toops. From his 45, good high kick. There'll be no return here. And Buhler's going to kill it inside the 10 again. We're going to go out of bounds at about the 7. Another great kick from Brendan Skripczyk.
Yeah, Buhler doing a great job in the kicking game, pinning these guys deep. And so hopefully Buhler will continue to be able to capitalize on keeping Wamego a long ways from the goal line.
Wamego gets the ball back, 9 minutes to go in the half and no score. They'll be from their own 7-yard line. Back on the road after tonight. We'll go to El Dorado next week, to Winfield the week after. Here is Fulton out of the gun and hands it off to his tailback. Big, strong Tate Warren. He's a senior. Good downhill runner. He's not, like our running game, he's not had a lot of room to work with tonight. A short gain there.
Great job by Haanen, hitting him for the no gain at the line of scrimmage. Haanen last week, second leading tackler for Buhler with 5 tackles, only bested by Jeremy Gentry Jr.
Had 106 tackles last year and nearing 50 now, halfway through this season. 2nd down and 10. 4 wide receivers. They'll keep Warren in the backfield. With Fulton out of the gun, he'll be standing in his own end zone. Faces pressure. He's going to go down. Safety. The Crusaders get him. First sack of the night is a big one. Turns into the first score of the night.
Well, the Black Knight defense delivers big there as Logan Fulton, the sophomore, pays the piper as he gets dropped for the first safety of the season. great job. I mean, Fulton had guys surrounding him, and unfortunately, when you're a sophomore, you're dealing with the D-line like Buhler's. You're not going to have as long to throw as he thought he was going to.
Yeah, I think it was Cash Carson, the first guy there, but there were a bunch of black shirts all with him.
Remind me, Matthew, we had a safety at Augusta, did we not?
We did.
Second safety of the year, and it all starts with the great punt.
Yes, the punt by Skripczyk, pinning him deep, and Buhler capitalizing on a great job in the kicking game.
Well, unconventional, but we'll take it. And so now the free kick. 8:15 to go in the half. If I'd have told you before the game started the first points would be a safety, how you feeling about that?
Well, if it was us getting it, I'll take it all day long.
Well, they've been getting pressure on him all night. Finally got there. Great crowd on hand tonight. Our award-winning marching band will be performing coming up at halftime. A lot to talk about this week in Crusader sports. Head tennis coach Matt Babcock will join us coming up at halftime tonight.
And I'm getting the confirmation. Cash Carson got there first, and then it was Jackson Pratt that knocked the ball out. So they'll both get a half sack. I know we're tracking Cash's.
That'd be 6.5 on the year. So the free kick from the 20. This is Brody Graber, who's got a good leg, kicks it to the Buhler 30. He returned there, far sideline. I think that's Pisano on the return. Across the 40 up to near the 42.
It was Dylan Skripczyk, guys.
Skripczyk on the return. And Buhler will be right back on the field on offense after a great punt and a great collective effort on defense to get the points in the end zone. It's 2-0. Second quarter here, Buhler from their own 42. They've been into Wamego territory once in the game so far. Big night of football on our Ad Astra Sports Network tonight. You can find all of our games and live streaming on our broadcast booth page at adastraradio.com. Out of the eye, single receivers either side on 1st and 10 of the 42-yard line. Dylan Skripczyk, the backup tailback, in with Ben Klaus done for the night with that dislocated shoulder. And minimal gain there. Both defenses so far, just a yard, have been pretty good up front stopping the run.
Yeah, that time it was Knox Karnowski again for Wamego in on the stop after a gain of 1.
That's got to go somewhere on the all-time names list. Knox Karnowski.
Well, and having gone to K-State, Karnowski's was the big locksmith company up there, so I bet you Grandpa was a locksmith.
Second down and 9 after a gain of just 1. Buhler left to right in the second quarter in a 2-0 game. Brendan out of the gun. High snap. He's going to give it to McDaniel. McDaniel's going to try to run to the outside, and he's going to go nowhere. Hit and drop for a loss back behind the 40 to the 38-yard line. Another great defensive play, and we've been talking about it. It's been the defensive backs for Wamego who have been coming up and making a lot of these tackles in the run game.
And they've been able to be more aggressive in the run game because, Buhler's, calling card is us being a run team, so they've been more aggressive trying to defend the run and haven't had to defend the passes in depth.
We're down in 13. Wonder at some point if some type of screen pass doesn't come into play here. Brendan wants to throw, looking for the fade route. It's almost picked off, and then it's caught. How in the world? Almost picked off. It was tipped up in the air by the quarterback. And then caught for a First National Bank at the 34-yard line down the field.
You know how there's that Winston Churchill, never, 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 never give up? That's exactly what Pisano did that time, is the corner had position that time, tipped the ball in the air, but as a defensive back, you never tip the ball into the air. And
hit it down.
Yes, knock it down, but thankfully for Buhler, he hit it up, and Pisano stayed focused and gets the reception.
1st and 10 in Wamego territory at the 34. I formation. Here comes Dylan. And gets across the 30. Forward progress to the 29-yard line. I really think when they've been best in the run game tonight. Wamego's done a great job at covering the edges. It's just a hat-on hat, straight-ahead running has been their best play.
Well, and I've got to give compliment to Dylan Skripczyk. He's doing such a good job of hitting the hole hard. That time he hit the hole with a lot of speed. That's why it was a 5-yard pickup with the guys opening the holes up front.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 from the Wamego 29-yard line. Out of the high formation, the fullback gets it this time. And close to another First National Bank first down. It's Nick Gazaway on the carry. Stumbles and goes down after a gain of 8 at the 21. But enough to move the sticks and a First National Bank first down.
Yeah, Gazaway's first touch of the night leads the Crusaders to the doorstep of the red zone as the ball is sitting right at the 21-yard line. Good carry by Gazaway.
Boy, what a catch on a 3rd and long. Moving the ball down the field. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Out of the eye on 1st and 10. They go back to the fullback. Gazaway gouging his way forward. And up to the 15-yard line. Another good first down run by Nick. And picks up 4.
Fun to see Buhler run the exact same play right at Wamego. There's nothing more demoralizing to a defense than having the ball run right into your teeth, and that's exactly what Coach Warner did back-to-back downs.
A catch by Pisano. Went for 27 yards, and we'll make that our Happy Egg Company excellent play of the game tonight. Visit happyeggfarms.com to learn how you can help feed America. 2nd and 4 here at the 15, I formation. Skripczyk this time gets his number called, gets across the 10, has another First National Bank first down, and it sets up a 1st and goal near the 6-yard line.
Fantastic job by Skripczyk, just falling right through the hole he was supposed to go, burrowed his way forward, and now Buhler's got the 1st and goal, but it'll be Cash Carson, I believe, having to check out of the game as he got banged up there.
So the nose of the football touches the 6-yard line. Buhler going left to right toward the north end zone. 4:13 to go in the half in a 2-0 game. This is 1st and goal from the 6. They go with 3 backs behind Brendan. It'll be Dylan Skripczyk, the 3rd of the 3 to get the carry. Far side gets to the 5 and picks up a yard. I go back to what I said. It's just been the good old run right at him, smash mouth football that's been their most successful play so far.
Yeah, when Buhler's tried to run outside, it hasn't worked out well. This drive, Buhler's really just buckled the chin strap and decided we're going to run inside the tackles, and that's where Buhler is gouging Wamego with those quick hitters.
2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. They'll stay in the eye. Single receivers either side. Brendan under center takes the snap, and he keeps it and gets to the goal line. Where's the signal? Touchdown, Crusaders! Brendan Skripczyk in the option to the end zone for 6.
Great decision made that time by Skripczyk as he faked to the fullback, went around the left side. He saw there was pay dirt ahead and just lowers the boom. And when you got a big senior quarterback, 220, 6'3", they can lower the boom, and that's exactly what Skripczyk did for the first touchdown of the evening.
2nd rushing touchdown of the year for Brendan Skripczyk. It comes after the safety, then Buhler marches back down the field and puts points on the board on defense and now on offense. And Jared Miller will bang the extra point through. 3:22 to go in the half. Buhler with a 9-0 lead. Crusader football from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
1 in 8 children live in households with at least one parent who has a substance use disorder. 1 in 10 children live in a household with at least one parent who has an alcohol use disorder. Rise Up Reno Prevention Network has programs in place to help kids build resilience. You can help too. Become a mentor in our Reno County schools, join our Rise Up Reno Coalition, or become a volunteer. Our kids are the most valuable asset we have. You can make a difference. Visit riseupreno.org to find out more. Rise Up Reno.
Are you ready to introduce your little ones to the exciting world of basketball? Look no further than Hutch Rec's Little Dribblers program. Registration is now open. Little Dribblers is the perfect way to get your children ages 3 to 6 started on their basketball journey. Register in person at 17 East 1st or online at hutchrec.com.
Visit hutchrec.com and take a peek at all of the healthy living and community spirit activities and events we're offering this season. Your community recreation providers.
enough. Yeah.
95.9 HKFM.
Back here from Crusader Stadium, the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. Crusader football tonight brought to you by Bank of the Plains, by Stamatic of Central Kansas, I Need a Cleaners, by Radigar Agency, and by Holly's Sweet Treats. The score on defensive safety, the free kick, and then Buhler drives down the field from its own 42 in 9 plays, and a 5-yard Brendan Skripsik touchdown run. And now here's a short kick to the 20 by Jared Miller, taken across the field to the 30, 35, 40. That kick was designed to keep it away from the speedy Toops. The short man took it. It was Titan Teskey at the 20. He took it all the way from sideline to sideline and ends up near the 39-yard line. He went a long way to get that yardage.
Yeah, but still, it was a pretty good return as Wamego will have great field position here at the 40.
3:14 to go here in the second quarter. They'll be from their own 39. Wamego 3 possessions, 2 punts, and a safety so far. High snap taken by the quarterback. Fulton throws over the middle, and there's going to be a defensive pass interference right there where they tried to find the receiver at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to hit Jacob Miller with the pass interference. They're going to say he arrived before the ball was delivered.
That's tough. It's a bang-bang play.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. Jacob got there just a smidge early.
Number 9, the 15-yard penalty, results in play, first down.
You're trying to time that just right.
The bummer is you take a 15-yard penalty on an underneath pass. Jacob would have made the tackle probably at an 8-yard gain.
Moves the ball into Buhler territory at the 46-yard line. Well, they've got to buckle their chin straps now and get to work on defense. Try and keep Wamego out of the end zone here as we're late in the first half. 3:09 to go, 9-0. This is Logan Fulton out of the gun. Receiver in motion, high snap, and a flag out. Boy, Fulton needed every bit of his wingspan to go up and haul that snap down. And Wamego is going to gift Buhler some of that penalty yardage back. False start of the offense.
The man in motion looked like a Canadian football player there.
Bingo.
He was taken off across the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
Center Nathan Fields that time, a high snap, and Fulton just did reach up and pull that down.
Wamego doesn't list their heights and weights on their roster, but yeah, Fulton, he used every bit of his length to haul that in.
So it'll be 1st and 15 with a Wamego penalty. Time for Fulton over the middle, and it is incomplete.
Buhler catches a break that time as the ball a little underthrown, and Toops can't scoop it up off the deck.
Looking for Toops just beyond the first down marker at the Buhler 35. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Boy, even when you don't get to him, he's feeling that pressure coming from either side and having to get rid of that ball just a little bit earlier than he'd like to.
That was Jax on his backside. You know he hears Jax coming.
2nd down and 15 at the 49. Trips to the left side. Empty backfield set. Now they're going to shift 5 wide receivers to the left side of the formation. Near side, it is in and out of the hands of the receiver. Incomplete. This time intended for Drew Erickson.
And that ball was right on the money. Erickson just couldn't quite hang on to it.
That is had his hands around it but couldn't hold on at the 40. That would have been shy of a first down. It's 3rd down and 15. Boy, how often do you see all 5 receivers there line up to the same side of the formation?
Yeah, and they were just trying to, you mentioned it, Fulton, they rolled him hard to the left as if he just sits in the pocket, that's just setting him up for disaster with the Buhler front 4.
3rd and 15 at the 49. 3 receivers left, 1 right, and a flag out again.
Going to be another false start on Wamego. We'll take every yard we can get back.
It's been a messy drive so far.
And Wamego, with having so much pre-snap motion, you leave yourself vulnerable to this type of stuff. And that's at least the 2nd or 3rd time that they've got a pre-snap penalty involving motion.
That'll move it back to the 44. It's going to be 3rd down and, as Chris would say, a country mile. First down stick is up at the Buhler 36.
This is one of those moments we cannot let them out of jail right now.
Absolutely.
As Toops and single on the far side.
From the far side hash mark of their own 44. Fulton out of the gun with his tailback's going to go out of the backfield in motion. 4 receivers to the left side of the formation. Pressure off the edges. He steps up, spins out of a tackle, and then gets dropped by his own guy. He spun out of a would-be sack and then got his feet tangled up with his own guy in the backfield.
And I believe it was another Fulton, I believe. But, yeah, great job. Cash Carson nearly had him drop for a loss, and he spun around and then just got chop blocked by his own player. And Buhler dodges a bullet there. Great pressure. Buhler only brought 4, but they were still able to get Fulton worried about his safety.
Lost 6 yards on the play. 4th down. They'll have to punt again. 2 huge false start penalties on that drive for Wamego. Here's Gentry on the return. He got forward progress to the 35 and then driven backwards. Well, the Black Knights have been on point so far in this first half, shutting down a dangerous Wamego offense, largely by getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, Logan Fulton is not comfortable at all back there in the pocket. He is having to rush his throws and scramble for his life. Testament to the front 4 Black Knights, just bringing the heat tonight.
Well, I think 2 goals here for Coach Warner. Now, you'd like to get back in the end zone. You do not want to give Wamego the ball back with time left. 2:07 to go in this half. 9-0 Crusaders. Out of the eye on first down of their own 33. And just that good inside handoff that's been working here in the second quarter as Dylan Skripczyk will get forward progress up to the 38. Gain of 5 on first down. Just keep pounding away if they're not going to stop it.
And anytime you can gain 5-6 yards on first down, it's going to be a good night at the office. Let's see if the Buhler offense can stay on schedule here.
Clock now at 1:40. Buhler has 2 timeouts left in the half. High formation, single receivers either side. Brendan's going to take the snap. It's the fullback this time. And Nick Gazaway gets across the 40, got tripped up. Crossed the 40 to the 41, so he picks up 2.
Making the stop for Wamego, number 10.
Buhler's looking at a 3rd down and 2 here with now 1:12 to go before halftime.
Kind of surprised Wamego's not burning any of their timeouts here.
I was thinking the same thing.
Wamego will have the ball to start to the second half as they won the toss and deferred before the game. Under a minute to go in the half. 3rd down and 2 out of the eye. Stay with 2 wide receivers, 1 either side. Dylan Skripczyk's got the first down. A First National Bank first down up to the 45. That'll move the sticks and pretty much assure that Wamego will not get the ball back in this half.
And Buhler has thrown a lot tonight on 3rd down. That time kind of knew they were probably going to run it just to keep that clock rolling. Great job securing the first down. And like you said, getting us hopefully to the locker room with this score on the board.
I think with the way this game has gone so far tonight, Coach Warner happy to get to the locker room with a 9-0 lead, huh?
No doubt.
It's potentially the final play of the half. We'll see. They're going to throw on 1st and 10. Pump fake by Brendan. Now he goes down the far sideline. Ooh! In and out of the hands of the receiver on the far side. That was Pisano. I thought maybe Pisano let up just for a second to find the ball. And then couldn't quite get there, incomplete down the far sideline.
Yeah, optimum throwing conditions tonight is that doesn't look like there's a lick of wind down there on the field. So I like the shot there on first down, 18 seconds left. If Buhler just wants to run out the clock, they can.
It was a double move by Pisano, and it sucked the defender up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to that.
So 18 seconds now left in the half. 2nd down and 10 out of the I formation. 9-0 Crusaders. They go back to the ground. They're going to get to the half unless Skripczyk trying to make a big move to the 40, 35 and out of bounds. 8 seconds on the clock. Biggest running play by either team tonight from the 45 in Buhler territory. Dylan Skripczyk tiptoeing the sideline. It gets out of bounds, clear up at the Wamego 36.
Well run that time by Skripczyk as he had to make some defenders move or miss in the secondary. Did a great job. And like you said, biggest run play tonight for Buhler there for the soft.
19 yards to Scripp on that play. Now 8 seconds to go in the half. Trips left on the 1st and 10. Does Coach take another shot here?
Yes, sir.
Brendan out of the gun. Dylan Skripczyk stays in the backfield. Throw near side. Caught, yes. And out of bounds immediately. 4 seconds on the clock. Caught by Mitchell McDaniel along the Buhler sideline.
Guys, we're going to kick a field goal here.
Out of bounds at the 25. It's good for a First National Bank first down. And it looks like Coach is going to call a timeout to talk this over. Do they go for a play? Do they attempt a field goal?
They're kicking.
0 for 1 this year is Jared Miller.
Well, and this is one of those situations, if we can convert on the field goal, you really feel like you got some, I don't want to say stolen points, but just points you weren't counting on. And it'd be a great way to kind of instill some optimism and confidence in the field goal kicking unit.
Crusader football brought to you in part by the Hutchinson Zoo, by Hospice and Home Care Reno County, by First National Bank, by Scooters Coffee, and by McKenzie Paint and Body. Again, coming up on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report tonight, I have a visit with head tennis coach Matt Babcock. Get you other scores and first half stats. Jared Miller missed a field goal attempt. Was that last week?
Yes, because we were talking about you want to have your first try not be a high-stakes situation. And we've got a different kicker out there. Or no, it is Jared Miller, excuse me.
So this is going to be from the 32. This is a big field goal for a high school kicker.
Yep.
42 yards from the right hash mark.
Carter Jones, the holder.
If it's good, it would be 42 yards. 4 seconds on the first half clock. Gets the kick away, but it is going to be wide left. So incomplete. That will get us to halftime. The field goal no good. 9 first half points. That is it. A safety and a touchdown by the Crusaders. That is all they mustered in the first half. 9-0, the lead at halftime.
Coach, really a huge adjustment you guys have to make after losing Ben the first play of the game. Tell me just a little bit about that move to the kind of that JV backfield and what you're seeing out of him.
Well, we knew he's a stud. I mean, he runs hard, he runs fast, he does a great job. So we're very pleased with what he's done. We knew that he could play, and he did a great job. He made some mistakes. He ran outside when he should have run in. Now he's corrected it, so he's doing a really good job.
Coach, obviously this is going to be a defensive slugfest. What are you looking for in the second half?
I think a lot of the same. I'd like to control the ground. We found some plays that are working. The short passing game's working, and our defense has to continue to get pressure on the quarterback, and that's what set up the score because we got the safety. So I'm expecting a lot of defensive battle again.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks.
All right, chess match coming up in the second half of this one. 9-0 at the half. Crusader football from Buhler tonight, Crusader Stadium, the Allen Samuels broadcast booth, and our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report begins next on HKFM.
Tonight's coverage of Crusader football continues next with the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Aaron and Chris recap tonight's first half, and we'll catch up with other coaches and athletes in This Week in Crusader Sports. 95.9 HKFM.
Are you done with punching the clock or constant work travel? Do you have 15 or more acres? Find freedom by joining America's #1 free-range egg brand, Happy Egg. Happy Egg is looking for growers to raise happy hens. Happy Egg offers startup and new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Work from home. Work for yourself. Feed America. Visit happyeggfarms.com today for more information. Happy Egg is a proud supporter of Reno County Athletics.
You already know H&R Block does taxes, but you may not know you can get expert help in person or virtually, or that our tax pros average 10 years of experience, and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. H&R Block in Hutchinson, Ellsworth, and Lyons.
Midwest Iron and Metal is now Scrap Management of Hutchinson. New name, same great service. Turn your unwanted household or worksite scrap into cash. No hidden fees, transparent transactions. Scrap Management of Hutchinson on Avenue G in Maine.
Ocelots, eagles, and otters, oh my! Come see all the animals at the Hutchinson Zoo. Ride the train, visit the gift shop, or even host a birthday party. The Hutchinson Zoo creates experiences for children and families to learn, engage, and conserve the natural world. Plan your visit today by checking out hutchinsonzoo.org and follow Hutchinson Zoo on social media. Located in Cary Park.
Looking for something to do? Check out the Hutchinson Zoo.
Hi, this is Cliff Ray with Ray & Sons Roofing Company, and today I brought our grandson, Brogan. Brogan, did you know Ray & Sons Roofing is 83 years old this year? Do you know what that means?
No, Papa.
It means we have a lot of experience. Brogan, did you know we have been the best of the best every year? You know what that means?
What, Papa?
People trust us, and that's a very good thing. For a free inspection or estimate, go to rayandsons.com.
Roof the right way, the right way.
Well, back here on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report tonight and our This Weekend Crusader Sports. Let's talk some Crusader tennis with head coach Matt Babcock. Coach, hey, thanks for some time. Tell me about your team and how it's gone so far this year.
We have a lot of new faces this year. Ashlyn Coker, who's a senior, is our only returning varsity player from last year. All the others are new faces. We've got a very young, inexperienced group, but one of our inexperienced players is a pretty amazing talent. Sophia Spies, who's a freshman, she's 22-3 on the year. Just got done taking 5th place at the Tournament of Champions at Collegiate, which has several of the Blue Valley schools and Collegiate and Mays, Bishop Carroll, Capon, a lot of the best players in the state for any class. And her only loss was to the Blue Valley North girl who won the championship, and she won all of her other matches, and none of them were closer than 8-2.
Wow!
So she has had a very dominant start for just being a freshman, and should definitely be one of the top 2 players in 4A, I would think, when it's all said and done. So, and then we've had some other young girls step up for their first time on varsity and doing pretty well. Addie K. Wood and Emily Allen were 3rd yesterday at the Smoky Valley Invitational. That was at a field of 16, another one of those open draw type things. And so they're kind of coming together at the right time. So we've got some things coming together. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, obviously a lot of tough competition. I was looking at that field at Collegiate on Saturday, and you guys kind of held your own against a very tough field of kids.
Yeah, in addition to Sophia that I already talked about, Ashlyn Coker went 3-2 on the day, which to go in 3-2 at that field is pretty impressive. Our like I said, our one doubles also had a really good day. Won 2 tie breaks, beat one of McPherson's teams there to pick up a nice win. Yeah, I mean, we just got into that tournament last year and also added the Collegiate Classic this year at the beginning of the year, in addition to the rest of our schedule. So it's we've definitely put our girls through some stuff, and we'll hope it pays off.
Took 3rd on Tuesday at Smoky Valley, and I'm always impressed with the quality of tennis, even in some of the smaller schools like the 3As. A lot of good tennis being played out there.
Yeah, Conway Springs has a really good doubles team this year. That they were 3rd at state last year, and of course Collegiate is solid as always. And Marysville still has a very good squad this year. So yeah, there's a lot of good quality schools there. Heston, Smoky Valley. A lot of those schools used to be 4A just a few years ago, and might be 4A again next year with some of the changes that have taken place. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Pushing toward regionals, which is coming up in just a week. You guys go to Winfield on the 11th. Kind of how are you trying to get things set up now here into the regular season to kind of get your kids ready for that regional?
Well, we'll have our league meet will be on Monday as well, which has quite a few of the schools from our regional in it. So depending on how people come in there with their lineups, that could help make the regional picture a little more clear as far as seeding goes. But it's a pretty deep field. The singles and doubles are going to be pretty deep at that regional. So Sophia will be fine, but we're going to have to scratch and claw. A lot of our girls have a chance, but they're going to have to fight that day and earn it for sure. There's nothing going to be guaranteed at that regional.
Again, that's in Winfield on October 11th. Augusta, El Dorado, Nickerson, Pratt, Circle, Wellington, Winfield also a part of that. And, Coach, as you mentioned, a lot of those league teams as well that you'll be seeing on Monday at your league meet. So hopefully kids are able to play well. And, boy, that's the other part of the sport is, they have the tools. Then it's just having the right game on the right day to get through.
Yeah, and just the mental side of it in general is probably very underrated in our sport. If you get tight and nervous and can't, perform and hit the kind of shots you are capable of, then you no longer have the advantage over girls that are, just getting the ball in play and things like that. So you have to be able to trust in what you're doing and have confidence in your game and be able to pull it out at the right time.
You mentioned, of course, the success that Sophia Spiess is having at a young age. That's got to be a very competitive household with her and her brother, of course, who's had so much success for you, too. What is it about her, the intangibles that make her so good?
It's hard to overlook the tangibles. Few people can believe she's a freshman when they see her. She's very just a very good athlete and looks like it right from the start. She's very strong. She's already set the Buhler squat record for her weight class. Just kind of did it on a whim right before a tournament, so she didn't want to go too hard, and she just kind of put 210 up like nothing, and said she'd come back later when she wasn't in tennis to put more on there. But so that she's definitely physically has a lot of gifts, and she's the hardest working girl on the team. I mean, there's a lot of things that you might think, hey, she doesn't have to work as hard as some of these other girls, but she just loves it so much. She puts everything into it, and so she works very, very hard at it. She has some gifts, but she has definitely not letting anybody outwork her either.
Absolutely. When you've got a young team like you do with not a lot of postseason experience, how do you help the kids mentally prepare for that challenge?
We've done a lot of things differently this year, especially the last couple of weeks, knowing that postseason is coming up. Just putting them in situations where they're, putting them in practice situations where they're down in a match. We have some different games where they start every game down 30, 40, second serve, and then they have to play out the set doing that over and over and over again. Just little things like that. So that hopefully they've at least had a little bit of a chance to adapt to that, know how to handle those butterflies and nerves. And again, it just kind of comes down to them having trust in what they're doing and realize that they've put the work in, and now it's just time to let it come out.
All right, Coach. Well, we wish your team the best of luck as you get ready for postseason. League Monday, League Monday, regionals on Friday next week. It'll be a big week for you guys. Good luck, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Aaron.
That's head tennis coach Matt Babcock here at halftime, and we're back with more right after this.
More of the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report is coming up after this. Find exclusive stories highlighting Crusader athletics at AdAstraRadio.com. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Even when you know the end is near, saying goodbye can be difficult. Hospice and Home Care of Reno County can help your family. Focus on making the time you have left the best it can be, whether it's at home, in a nursing facility, or in the comfortable atmosphere of Hospice House. The hospice staff will help guide you through those difficult decisions. Hospice and Home Care of Reno County, your local not-for-profit agency, serving a 50-mile radius of Hutchinson, a member of Hutchinson Regional Healthcare System.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dal Hunt with Buhler Dental Care. At Buhler Dental Care, we have great registered hygienists to help schedule your family for convenience. You will receive high-quality dental care and build a positive relationship with our experienced staff in a pleasant and reassuring atmosphere. We like to have some fun with you and get to know you while you spend time with us. So be sure to give us a call at 620-543-2768 or email us at drdaldds@gmail.com. Buhler Dental Care, providing healthy smiles with a gentle touch.
Hi, I'm Carly Sutton with First Bank Kansas. Are you ready to transform your home and life? Unlock the potential of your home with a home equity line of credit from your trusted partners at First Bank Kansas. Whether it's renovating your space, planning the vacation of a lifetime, or simply freeing up your budget, our flexible options empower you to make it happen. Your dreams, your way. Contact us today and discover the possibilities. First Bank Kansas, your key to unlocking a world of possibilities. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're getting ready to buy or sell land, start a building project, or have a property line in question, call Alpha Land Surveys. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust Alpha Land Surveys. Call 728-0012 or go to alphalandsurveys.com.
This is Derek Fees with APAC Kansas Shares Division. You know we do big projects, but we also want you to know we can help you with parking lots, driveways, and other projects at your home or business. Asphalt or concrete, we're here to help. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here in the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report, our Buhler Crusader marching band performing at halftime, and they will go to Olathe for the Olathe Marching Invitational tomorrow, and good luck to them. We'll talk more about other things happening elsewhere in Crusader sports coming up in the second half as well. Hard to believe, Christopher, we're getting late into the year, and for most of our programs, postseason's going to begin really soon. So.
Yeah, I know. High school golf, I mean, all that's left is league and regionals, and many other sports are facing that same thing. You know, football, one of the sports that goes the deepest into the fall. So, yeah, crazy that the postseason kind of begins next week.
Well, 9-0 at the half, really a defensive slugfest until Buhler finally gained some ground in that second quarter. It started with a brilliant punt by Brendan Skripczyk, pinned Wamego deep. Cash Carson led the charge to get the safety and the quarterback in the end zone. And then on that next drive, I feel like the last two drives of the first half, they found some things running between the tackles that have worked on offense.
Yeah, Buhler just kind of decided we are going to run inside and we are going to pound away and be methodical, quick hitting things. And the thing when you're dealing with a quick defense like Wamego, the fastest way to negate that is run right at him, because if you run laterally, that just allows the defense to read and flow. And Buhler's success so far, everything has been pretty much the inside run. And the cool thing about that, Wamego's going to get tired of us running the ball up the middle, so they're going to have to start making adjustments. If they don't, we'll take 4, 5, 6 yards from tailbacks and fullbacks right up the gut all day long.
If they do make adjustments and move more guys in, hopefully then that opens up the outside.
Opens up the outside, or it's going to leave them a little bit more vulnerable in the passing game, because what they might do, they've been going too high safeties this whole evening. They might really start walking one of the safeties up just to cram more guys in the box, which, even if it's not a pass play, the more guys you have crowded at the line of scrimmage, the more opportunity you have of allowing a big play on the ground.
Of course, lost Ben Klaus on the first play of the game, dislocated shoulder. Dylan Skripczyk doing a fantastic job running in his place as comes back in and fills up a big hole, obviously, in the backfield. Let's slide Andrew Epp in here and take a look at some of the first half numbers that stand out as Buhler leads it at halftime, 9-0. All right, buddy, it's the fastest 2 minutes in football right here. What you got?
You got it. 9-0. There's not a ton of stuff to go around tackle-wise for the Crusaders, really, because Wamego has only ran 16 plays for 44 yards. That Buhler defense is doing their job. Buhler, on the other hand, has ran 33 plays for 163 yards. So doubling up Wamego's number of snaps. Buhler 8 first downs to Wamego's 3, and the Crusaders 3 for 6 on third down, an improvement. And Wamego 1 for 4. Neither team has attempted a fourth down. And penalties, the Red Raiders 4 for 25, Buhler 1 for 15. Rushing, it's a struggle for Wamego. 8 carries for 4 yards total for the Red Raiders. Logan Fulton, the quarterback, 2 for -3. And their star running back, Tate Warren, 4 rushes for just 3 yards. Brendan Skripczyk for the Crusaders, 5 carries for 18 yards and a touchdown. Ben Klaus, who eclipsed the century mark last week midway through the first quarter, got hurt on the first play. He only has 1 carry for 3 yards. Dylan Skripczyk doing a great job carrying the load for the Crusaders, 15 rushes for Dylan for 68 yards. Only one of those was for a loss as well for the sophomore. And through the air, just 4 for 8 for 40 yards is Logan Fulton for Wamego. And Brendan Skripczyk for the Crusaders, 4 for 8 for 50 yards. A catch each way for Quentin Pisano, Cash Carson, 2 for Mitchell McDaniel. And then Cash Carson defensively, a sack and a half, including that safety, along with Jackson Pratt. Brendan Skripczyk, 2 punts, both of them downed inside the 10-yard line. Will Hannon leads the way with 3 tackles.
All right, buddy, second half coming up when we come back from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
You're listening to the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report. Prairie Bank of Kansas, your locally owned full-service bank since 1886. Tonight's second half kickoff is coming up next. Crusader football on HKFM.
1947. It was the year the McKenzie Paint and Body Shop opened for business. That's over 70 years they've been serving the Mid-Kansas area with quality workmanship, excellent refinishing, paint, and restoration. McKenzie Paint and Body Shop specializes in foreign and domestic vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome and 24-hour towing and recovery service is available. At McKenzie Paint and Body Shop, they take the dents out of accidents. Just over the bridge at 45 Kansas Avenue in South Hutchinson.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Here in the West, Chris Sheng, Matt Atherton with you from Crusader Stadium, the Allen Samuels broadcast booth as we get ready for the second half here. 9-0 Crusaders.
Yes, great first half for the Buhler Crusaders. If you want to get a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update, one of the big ones in the West, Andover Central was losing at the half. The reason that's such a big game, that's one of the schools that Buhler's jockeying for position in the 4A West ranks. And the last score we have out of Rose Hill was Rose Hill leading McPherson 10-7. Speaking of other 4A action in the West.
Wamego will have the ball to start the second half here as they won the toss and deferred, held out of the end zone, held to 44 yards on just 16 plays in the first half of this game. Here is the kick from Jared Miller. It's a short kick to the far side and fair caught near the 25, and those short kicks are on purpose, trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Wamego's dangerous return men.
Yeah, Jackson Toops is somebody that anytime he's got the ball in space, he's dangerous. Buhler's done a really good job on the defensive side of keeping him out of space and don't want to give him an opportunity as he has the 2 kick returns for touchdowns so far this year.
So Wamego will start this first drive of the second half from their own 26. Down a touchdown and a safety from the first half. Great job of this Black Knight Crusader defense. Logan Fulton out of the gun. He'll have Warren behind him. Trips left here on 1st and 10, halfway through this game. And he'll go right to the ground game. And Warren, nowhere to go. Lost a yard back to the 25. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 11.
Cruz Hersberger, one of the Black Knight defenders, in on the stop, and Buhler doing a great job of owning that line of scrimmage tonight.
You know, it's interesting. Buhler's had so much success running between the tackles late in the first half. Wamego has had 0 success trying the same thing. 2nd and 11. Fulton works out of the shotgun, fakes it to his tailback, throws near side, quick hit at the 30. They've got a 1st down, out of bounds on the Buhler sideline.
Haynen had to be drafted into coverage that time as the outside linebacker here on the near side.
A catch made by Hayden McCarthy, big senior tight end. It'll move the sticks.
1st and 10.
And it wasn't a screen pass, but almost kind of operated as one, as Fulton really went back into the backfield deep and just trying to get a ball out quick here to the near side away from the play action.
12 yards, they get the ball up to the 37. It'll be 1st and 10 right to left here, out of the left hash mark. 2 receivers left. Keeping a tight end in the game now, out of the gun. And Warren trying to get to the edge. That will not work. Loss of a yard to the right side on the play.
Jacob Miller with the stop.
Wamego's just had 0 success running the football. Loss of a yard back to the 36.
Got a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update out of Rose Hill at the half. The Rockets lead the Bullpups 18-13.
First there for the Crusaders, and on the stop, number 9, Jacob Miller. 2nd and 11.
Those are the football touching the 26. We go right to left toward the south end zone. 2nd and 11. They bunch 3 receivers out wide to the left. Empty backfield set. Fulton looking to throw one-on-one, and he throws it too far out in front of the intended target. That was Chase Johnson at the 45-yard line, incomplete.
Great job just by the Buhler defense giving him pressure there. That time it was Jackson Pratt as well as Mitchell McDaniel. A critical 3rd down here. Let's see if the Black Knights can get off the field right here.
Well, that's been the key to the whole thing so far, is the pressure they've gotten on Fulton. Disrupting the timing. 3rd and 11, clock stop, 9:57 to go in the 3rd, 9-0 Crusaders. A 4, making 5 receiver set, empty backfield, Fulton out of the gun. Pressure up the middle, slings it hard over the middle and incomplete. He put some extra on that one and looked for Harper Lowell over the middle. It'll be 4th down.
Great job by Brady Gotti. He was really physical in the coverage that time, really kind of knocking the receiver off the route. And that time Fulton had probably the most time he's had to throw.
I think he's feeling pressure even when it's not there.
Because that time he actually had a clean pocket, but I think previous instances have scared him.
It's like phantom pressure.
The clock was ticking in his head a little quicker.
So Wamego set to punt it away again from their own 25. Their kicker's got a good leg. Junior's going to take it to the 29 and be driven backwards.
Well, I tell you what.
Good pursuit by Wamego.
Gentry just having a clean catch is a big thing because, you know, kicking game, you saw it earlier tonight. Wamego kind of fumbled around. One of their punts or kickoffs was still able to cover it. But if Gentry just can catch those, that saves that extra yards of the ball running or rolling after a punt.
Well, now we find out what answer Wamego has for that inside a run that took effect on Buhler's last 2 drives of the first half. Can they stop it? They could not on the touchdown drive. 1st and 10, they mark it at the 27-yard line. Buhler left to right. They'll go to the ground, and Dylan Skripczyk, he runs into a huge pile of players. There's a massive grouping of both offense and defense, and Dylan runs right into the middle of it and comes out across the 30 at the 31.
It looked like there was not much of a hole there whatsoever, and Skripczyk still ground out 3 or 4 yards out of it.
Gain of 3 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Peter comes to the line with 15 of the play clock. Wing in to the far side. Skripczyk under center. Dylan Skripczyk 5 yards deep behind him, the tailback. McDaniel in motion. Boy, that play never got started. A little miscommunication there as Mitchell McDaniel. I'm not sure if that was meant to be a jet sweep. Brendan kept it and had nowhere to go, loses yardage back to the 29.
Yeah, it looked like one of those situations where kind of a broken play, so the quarterback is taught to just tuck it and get what you can get. He lost a couple of yards there, but it's better than putting the ball in the deck.
If Mitchell and the wing over on that side collided almost. So 3rd down and 9 after the incompletion. They line up in the eye here from the 29. Brendan, 5-step drop to throw, near side, and through the hands of Paisano. It would have been enough for a 1st down, but it was a great defensive play made by the cornerback on this near side.
Yeah, Dylan Higgins, the sophomore, batted it away, and yeah, you said it, perfect timing, bats it out of the hands, and just kind of made it to where Paisano couldn't quite focus on it as it gets deflected out of bounds. And Buhler's first possession of the 3rd quarter will end in a 3-and-out.
Well, more of what we saw in the first half here in the 3rd quarter so far.
Yeah, Buhler just with that loss on 2nd down really kind of put him behind the 8 ball.
So Brendan Skripczyk, he's got 2 inside the 5 tonight. Will punt it away from his own 20. This angle's far side. It's going to take a Buhler bounce from the 41. And thank you, friendly roll all the way to the 25-yard line.
That's a counterpoint to what we were just talking about. Gentry making those catches on the punts saves some of those extra yards. And in a night like tonight where every yard is hard fought, Matt, these are valuable yards.
Yeah, and not for nothing, Brendan has been really good punting the football all season long, very consistent. And Buhler, it's helping Buhler to stay in the game or win that field position game.
So back to Wamego on offense. Boy, wouldn't a 3-score lead in this game feel like an ocean?
A long ways, but I'll tell you, Wamego's got some playmakers. Every time they have an offensive snap, they get afraid.
1st and 10, trips left. They'll put their tailback in motion. They're going to throw it out in the flat to him. Gets him in space, gets across the 30, and then gang tackled at the 31. They got Tate Warren out in some space that time, got the pass complete to him up at the 32. I was telling you at halftime, Weston Moody, he's got a lot of tricks and razzle-dazzle in his playbook.
Yeah, they have a very wide open offense, and they put a lot of pressure on Buhler in a lot of different parts of the field, inside, outside, down the field, you name it.
Mark it at the 31. It'll be 2nd down and 4. They stay empty backfield. 3 receivers, 4 receivers to the right side. Throw over the middle. There's the big catch they've been looking for all night. That's going to go to the house for 6.
And a catch over the middle. Drew Erickson on the skinny post just outruns the defender. He got behind the safety, Gotti, and takes it to the house for the first score of the night for Wamego.
69 yards on the pass from Fulton to Erickson. 7:24 to play in the third. The extra point would make it a 2-point game. They have that ability. They finally found one of those speedy, talented receivers over the middle. That time Fulton with a perfect pass and the delivery for 6. The extra point is good. 7:24 to go in the third. And it is a tight one here tonight in Week 5. 9-7 Buhler from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Bank of the Plains, founded in 1906, has kept its tradition of serving fellow Kansans with integrity and innovation. Today, the bank continues to uphold these same values as they did 117 years ago. We'd like to visit with you in person, so please come by 517 East 30th in Hutch to learn more. Making your success simple. Bank of the Plains, an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
In 1975, Louis Hebert converted Sinclair Service Station to the Medicine Shop at the corner of 14th and Main. Nearly half a century later, the Hutch Medicine Shop is the only independent drugstore that remains in Hutchinson. Remember Cog Hill Drugstore, Key Health Mart, and Self-Service Drug? The Medicine Shop is proud to carry the torch for those local drugstores of the past. Thank you for caring for local businesses like the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With your support, the Hutch Med Shop will continue to thrive.
95.9 HKFM.
Brody Graber with his big leg will kick it into the end zone. Wamego answers. Their first score of the night comes in the third quarter. It's interesting. The third quarter has been the tough spot this year for Buhler. They are now outscored in the third quarter in games this year by 21 points.
Yeah, it's not a good statistic for Buhler, and a lot of it. Kind of some of it, last week, it was a great game. The third quarter, Buhler's offense kind of sputtered a little bit, but let's see if they can get that offense ginned up here this week.
1st and 10 from the 20 after the touchback. 2 receivers I formation on first down. 7:24 to go in the third. They fake it.
Ran the quarterback counter, and that time Wamego with all sorts of pressure.
Brendan Skripczyk nowhere to run as he gets.
Buhler really hasn't used a screen game yet. I would expect we'll see it make an appearance here before the second half is done.
Driven back to the 17, a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13.
Buhler off schedule down and distance-wise with that loss on first.
Single receivers either side. A little play action here, looking for the fullback out of the backfield, and it is caught up across the 25, hauled in by Nick Gazaway, short of a first down, but it does get him back on down and distance. Driven out of bounds at the 27. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Great throw by Skripczyk. Great catch by Gazaway. Skripczyk threw enough speed and height of it to get it over the defender that was right there next to Gazaway.
So it'll go for 10. First catch of the night by Nick Gazaway, the fullback out of the backfield. That's Nick's third catch of the year. He's got to 3 for 40. They're down in 3 from the right hash mark, left to right, I formation. And they fake it to the fullback. Brendan's going to run it. And a second effort might have gotten him enough. Just does sneak across the 30, move the chains. A First National Bank first down.
Hallelujah. And I tell you what, for Buhler to win tonight, third down conversions in those scenarios are going to be critical because the time of possession, Buhler dominated it in the first half. That's why we led 9-0. Hopefully we can dominate time of possession here in the second half.
They were 3 of 6 on third down of the first half. Doubled up Wamego on plays, 33-16 in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 31. 5:35 to go in the third. Here's Skripczyk out of the eye. He's got room up the middle. That's the play right there that Wamego has not been able to stop since Buhler really started focusing on running between the tackles. Across the 35 and up to the 37. It's a gain of 7 on first down.
And isn't there just a collective sigh of relief when you pick up 6 or 7 yards on first down? That makes this line to gain so much more achievable than having to convert on 3rd and long.
Plus, it completely opens up the play action game.
Yep.
Second down and 4. Clock runs inside 5 minutes in the third. Buhler with a safety lead, 9-7 here. They stay in the traditional eye. Jax Pratt in there at tight end. Here's Skripczyk running for another First National Bank first down. Being very patient, following his blockers, waiting for the opportunity, and gets forward to the 43. Move the sticks again. Another good gain of 6 there for Dylan Skripczyk.
Well, to exactly what you were saying, Matt, a lot of times Wamego's been walking up a 5th defensive lineman. That time they only had 4 linemen on the line of scrimmage to try to prevent Buhler on a pass play, and Buhler took advantage on the ground.
There's just so many options, second and short.
1st and 10 at the 43. Buhler hands it to the fullback, Gazaway, getting to the edge at the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, busts away from a tackle to the 25, and then driven out of bounds at the 21. Nick Gazaway with a great run, tried to push him out of bounds. On the near sideline, and he blew up the defender.
Yeah, one of those defenders is going to feel that on Sunday morning. At that time, Wamego had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage at the snap. Wamego really having to sell out to try to stop the run. The beautiful thing, you get past that initial 6, there's a heck of a lot of green grass, and Gazaway cashes in with one of his biggest runs of the year.
36 yards for Gazaway down to the 21. Now we've got a timeout.
Wamego, I think, burned that just to kind of get their senses together.
Nick Gazaway, longest run of the year, timeout. 9-7, 4:17 to go in the third. Buhler nearing the red zone. The Allen Samuels broadcast booth here on HKFM.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Devin. Together we are Stamatic of Central Kansas. With a new location at 209 North Main in downtown McPherson. We are here to help, offering water, fire, and smoke restoration, mold remediation, carpet and upholstery cleaning, as well as hard surfaces like tile and even grout cleaning. Don't forget about the places you can't see, like air ducts and dryer vents. Find us on Facebook or online at stamaticofcentralks.com for a free estimate to see how Stamatic of Central Kansas can help you.
Oh, and honey, don't forget.
Call Stamatic, you'll be ecstatic.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, Buhler has a drive going here. Can they cap it off? 6 plays that started at their own 20. And they're down to the Wamego 21-yard line after a 36-yard breakaway run by Nick Gazaway, the fullback. 1st and 10, 4:17 to go in the third. 9-7 Crusaders. They line up in the eye from the right hash mark. Carter Jones, the near side receiver. And they're going to run the opposite of him. Here is Skripczyk. One of the rare plays in the second half where they've tried to get to the outside and no gain at the 21. It just has not worked for most of the night when they've tried to run outside the tackles.
And that time Buhler ran away from the tight end side, had some guys pulling, and Wamego was able to use their speed on the D-line to stop him for no gain.
Well, this feels like an important spot in the game, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, no doubt. Wamego scores their first touchdown of the night. They show that they have the big play capability. Buhler needs to answer here on this series.
2nd down and 10. They stay in the eye. Pisano now, the near side receiver. And the snap. Brendan, they give it to the fullback, Gazaway. Busts over a linebacker at the 15. He takes two more defenders with him to the 10. Nick Gazaway, not to be denied. Another First National Bank first down. It is first and goal. Pick yourself up off the turf, young man. Nick Gazaway just blew you up.
And doing such a good job driving those knees. That was just him running like with reckless abandonment. Two Wamego Red Raiders get decked trying to tackle Gazaway.
First and goal at the right hash mark of the 10-yard line. Buhler looking for its second touchdown of the night. Touchdown and a safety in the first half. They stay in the eye. They give it back to the fullback. And Gazaway gouges his way forward for a couple of more.
I believe it maybe was a quarterback sneak.
It was a quarterback sneak, I'm sorry. It was Skripczyk on the run who gets a yard. Forward progress to the 9 on the 9th play of the drive.
Now that, like we said, this is a series where Buhler needs 7, not a field goal try. Let's see if they can score here. 3 more cracks.
Second and goal at the 9-yard line. Stay in the eye. Cash Carson, the near side. Pisano, the receiver, to the far side. Brendan will take the snap, gives it to Skripczyk. Skripczyk slides outside left. Gets forward progress down to the 6-yard line, so he picks up 3 more. It'll be third and goal from there.
And Skripczyk running back to the left that time. The ball now centered in the middle of the field. Be interesting to see if they kind of do one of the run-pass option type situations where you boot out and have the fullback along the goal line. Buhler loves to do that out of the play action.
Mitchell McDaniel, Carter Jones. Check in at receiver. Third and goal at the 6. Minute 55 to go in this quarter. Buhler stays in the eye, and now a flag out. There were
False start.
There were two seconds left on the play clock.
False start. Offense, number 34.
And I believe that's only Buhler's second penalty of the night, but it comes at a terrible time.
Well, and that happened, I believe, because Wamego's been doing a lot of pre-snap stunts where they have the defensive lineman line up in one spot and then shift real dramatically right before the snap. And I think that caught Buhler off guard and got Jackson Pratt to move ever so slightly.
So it'll be third and goal now from the 11. They go out of the gun, trips left. Skripczyk stays in at tailback. They fake it to him. Brendan's going to throw to the corner of the end zone. It's caught! It's caught! Touchdown, Crusaders!
What a play made by Cash Carson. Great job by the offensive line as Skripczyk had a lot of time to deliver the football that time. But Cash Carson, all 5'7", 140 pounds of him, was able to extend as he beat the defender coming back to the right and score Buhler's second touchdown of the night.
They use that fade to the Buhler corner of the end zone. Brendan fakes it to the tailback, had plenty of time that time and delivered a nice ball, put it only where Cash Carson could catch it.
Great play made there by the senior receiver for Buhler.
A much needed touchdown. A pass of 11 yards from Brendan Skripczyk to Cash Carson. Jared Miller will knock the extra point through for Cash Carson, his second touchdown catch of the year, 4th overall catch of the season. 1:31 to go in the third. 16-7. Buhler leads it from the Alex Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hi, I'm Melanie Block. First National Bank is here to help your business by offering a variety of services to manage and improve your cash flow. Our business banking team is a trusted partner in the community, here to provide solutions to the challenges your business faces so you can achieve all your business goals. From small to large businesses, we have the knowledge and power to help you succeed. First National Bank of Hutchinson, always first for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're making more than just sweets at the Bakery House and Catering Company. Boxed lunches for local businesses, full-service catering for banquets and weddings, and freezer meals for family dinner. Come see us at the Bakery House, just 1 block east of 30th and Plum in Hutchinson.
Trust Service Plus Electrical for all of your electrical projects. They provide personalized options and upfront pricing. Check them out at servicepluselectrical.com. Service Plus Electrical, rest easy, rewire.
95.9 HKFM.
11 plays, 80 yards, and Cash Carson said, hey, you talk so much about my defense. Watch this.
Make it happen on the offensive
Lays
side.
out of the back of the end zone, a catch of 11 yards and a touchdown, and another big thing on that drive. It ate 6 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, Buhler dominating time of possession. Cash Carson's third career touchdown as a Crusader.
16-7. They're going to kick it short again, try to keep it away from the speedy return man. Still a nice return along the far side. Wamego's going to get it out to the 40-yard line. Wamego's only points have come in this third quarter on a 69-yard pass from Logan Fulton to Drew Erickson.
Well, get ready for Wamego to go right back to the well where they hit pay dirt earlier, trying to throw the football down the field.
The key all night has been getting pressure on this quarterback. Actually mark it at the 41. 1st and 10 for the Wamego Red Raiders. They'll come to the line with 10 on the play clock, 1:26 on the third quarter clock, and a 16-7 Buhler score. Empty backfield as Fulton is back there. They'll put a receiver in motion. They fake it in the sweep. Pressure off the edges. Hit as he throws, and he has to overthrow. Intended for Harper Lowell on the far side. The pressure got there. He just did get the football away.
Great job by Buhler, just keeping him moving and letting him not be comfortable back there in the pocket.
Crusader football on HKFM brought to you by First National Bank, by Apple Lane Animal Hospital, by Plaza Astor Realty, Phoenix Restoration, and by the Bradbury Company. 2nd down and 10 at the 41 after the incompletion. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. Fulton stands in the backfield alone. They fake the jet sweep again, pressure again. They dump it off to the speedy Toops to the near side at the 50. He's got the first down. A flag comes out at the end. Gazaway made the stop, and they may be tacking on more yards.
Yeah, they faked the jet sweep and then ran a screen pass. It was a very well-designed play that time as the Buhler defensive line was in the face of Logan Fulton. Toops,
so fast.
So fast. You can see why they try to get the ball in the playmaker's hand. I don't know what the penalty is going to be, if it's a late hit or a face mask. I mean, from how late the flag came out, it's going to be interesting to see what the call is.
Not sure, but the flag landed right in Nick Gazaway's face.
Gazaway made the stop from behind. Did he get a horse collar, a face mask? What are they going to call here? They're still talking it over. At the moment, it's a first down for Wamego. And now the official over on the far side is talking to Coach Moody. And Coach Moody looks very unhappy. This may go against Wamego. Holding on the Red Raiders, could it be?
Yes, sir.
Coach Moody on the far side was getting the explanation. And beside himself, you could tell from his reaction that it wasn't good. But what a big break.
Yeah, we will take it. It moves Wamego back behind the 50 as they broke across the midfield stripe there after that nice catch by Toops.
Moves them down to the 46, back to the 46.
And Coach Moody coming out on the field, he's
still not happy.
And the White Hat's coming over to have some words, and this usually doesn't end well for a coach. He's out past the numbers, and the White Hat has not acknowledged him yet. Usually you get past the numbers, things don't end well for you as a coach.
The football's sitting at the 46. They're going to call a first, so it's a first down and then the penalty.
Yep.
So this is essentially like a 1st and 5, right?
Yep. A scenario that does not happen all that often in football.
I don't think that's right. I believe it's 2nd down.
Second down.
Okay.
So 2nd and 5 is going to be the call.
After the penalty, 2nd down and 5 for the Red Raiders.
5 wide receiver set. On 2nd down and 5, pressure coming again, and Fulton is going to be dropped. Tried to get rid of the football. Was he down before he tried to?
It should be an intentional, well, he was outside the tackle box, but the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage, I don't think.
Hey, listen, they were going to Toops, and Will Heyman depleted him.
And now a flag comes out.
Will Heyman just absolutely depleted Toops right up on the line of scrimmage, knocked him completely off the route.
It is totally legal.
Oh, yeah, it was phenomenal play. You could see as he was rolling out, looking for where he was going to be on that drag route, and there was just nobody there to throw it to.
So Fulton sacked behind the line of scrimmage, and then at the end of the play, a flag comes out. As
intentional grounding, which is a loss of down as well, so it's an insult to injury penalty here for Wamego.
Fulton just tried to heave it away as he was going down and threw it almost straight sideways out of bounds.
Yeah, Buhler, you always accept a intentional grounding because it is the loss of down.
Well, right now, that hold penalty at the end of that big catch is a huge moment in this game.
On the grounding, does that get spotted from where it was thrown?
Yes, yes.
Intentional grounding. Miss the offense. 5-yard penalty from the spot.
Something I've noticed here as they're going empty backfield, they're still keeping a tight end in and going with just 4 receivers, trying to get some more protection for Fulton.
And that's one of the areas that Wamego's losing, because if you're having to leave that many guys into block 4, that gives you a numerical advantage elsewhere.
So it'll be 3rd and long from the 36, and they're going to pressure him again and almost intercepted.
Rats.
Hit as he threw at the Buhler 40. Another flag comes out. Almost intercepted.
I'm afraid that's going to be holding in the defensive backfield.
The flag came out very late after the play was over.
And after Buhler's had a couple flags go our way, sometimes.
It was almost intercepted by Jared Miller.
Or are they going to hit roughing the passer? I heard somebody say it. Whoa.
The
I
flag,
don't know that they could do that from. It wouldn't be from the guy in the secondary.
The flag came out very, very late. They call pass interference. Oh, wow. That flag came out so late. That'll move the ball back into the Buhler side of the 50 at the 48. Boy, this is, I guess if there's any kind of a silver lining to everything that's going on, it is taking plenty of time off the clock.
Boy, Fulton is running for his life every play.
So 1st and 10 from the Buhler 48. Fulton out of the gun. A defensive interference penalty. Here comes the screen pass again to Toops again. Oh my gosh. No. He is so fast. And he's to the house. I don't know how many guys he beat on that.
Well, and 2 of our guys on the far side ran into each other. Cash Carson ran into, I believe, McDaniel. And Toops is a guy that anytime he touches the football, he can take it to the house.
Touchdown, Wamego. How many guys did he make miss there?
The thing is, he doesn't even really have to juke much. He's just so fast. Takes off and goes, and you're not catching him.
48 yards on that pass play to Toops.
And it looks like Wamego is going to go for 2 here.
45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Kind of that screen type of play has been very effective to him for them.
Yep, because he can get the ball out quick. You don't have to let a long developing play get set up. Let's see if the Black Knights can keep him off the board here.
Going for 2. Opposing teams this year going for 2 are 3-4-3. And they'll go for 2 here with 45 seconds on the 3rd quarter clock. Fulton being chased and delivers. There's flags out. There's a flag here on the near side. On the opposite side of the play, the ball is caught by Toops in the end zone.
There's a flag out here, down here on this near sideline.
But we'll have to get the call. It was clear on the other side of the field from where the ball was thrown. On the back side of the play at the 5-yard line.
There's no flag on the play.
They take the flag off, so it's a 1-point game, 16-15. 44 seconds to go in the 3rd. This is Crusader football from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hey fams, this is Rachel Nelson. It's game time and I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. Spend your valuable time prepping for the game, not doing laundry. Keep your knit polos and khaki pants looking great. For the winning look, stop by I Need a Cleaners, 13th and Main in Hutchinson.
Insurance premiums gone up? Head to the Redinger Agency across from Bogies and Hutch to get the best rates on all your coverage, or go to RedingerAgency.com. Get your quote today at the Redinger Agency in Hutchinson, one stop for all your insurance needs.
Blue Stem PACE, with locations in McPherson and Hutchinson, is taking referrals now. At Blue Stem PACE, a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, people age 55 and better with complex medical issues can take advantage of services to better manage medical issues and have opportunities for social activities, prepared meals, and more. Don't face your health challenges alone. Blue Stem PACE is ready to help seniors live well at home. Learn more by calling 844-588-7223 or go to www.bluestempace.org.
95.9 HKFM.
Freddie Graber will kick it into the end zone again for a touchback. Buhler's going to have the ball now with 44 seconds to go in the third quarter from their own 20. Well, the last time they were at this spot, they went 80 yards in 11 plays and a touchdown pass from Brendan Skripczyk on third down to Cash Carson. They need the same medicine here as Wamego has scored twice in this third quarter. And the two-point conversion within a point, 16-15. Here's the fullback. This is handoff to Harmony. Breaks out of a tackle up the sideline, across the 40, across the 45, and Max Harmony getting it done to the Buhler sideline, and a First National Bank first down up to the 49.
Well, the fullbacks are having a field day tonight. First it was Gazaway, and now it's Harmony.
It's just that inside trap, 22 trap. They're running it. That trap block is getting them busted through to the second level, and Nick and Max both with enough speed to get past the linebackers.
Up to the 49. It goes for a gain of 29. First down at the right hash mark. 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Brady Gotti in at tight end, lines up on the far side, the I formation. This is Dylan Skripczyk following to the right side and doing exactly what he needs to do. I think that's going to be a hold in the backfield.
Yeah, I think they're going to hit Nixon Stanley possibly with the hold.
Dylan did a good job of squirting across the 50. But that's coming back. Holding call will move it back to the 39. And that hurts.
Yeah, Stanley pancaked a guy there, but I guess they must have said he ripped him to the ground.
So it'll be 1st and 20 after the penalty. That penalty, along with a pass interference penalty on Wamego's last touchdown, have been two costly ones. Let's see if Buhler can overcome it. Out of the I formation. Play action, Brendan rolling out. Now throws it over the middle low, and Brady Gotti, the tight end, not able to dig it out of the turf of the 50. It's going to be second down. He had Gotti open coming back across over the middle, but just a low throw. Brady not able to dig it out.
Yeah, Skripczyk was rolled out to his left that time, and out of those routes, he's got a couple different guys he can throw to. Gotti kind of the intermediary route that time, and ball just a little bit low, and like you said, Brady couldn't scoop it off the turf.
A good throw there gets him back on down and distance.
Yes, sir.
It'll be second down and 20. They're going to go to the gun. Trips left. Single receiver is McDaniel alone to the near side. One-on-one with the cornerback here. On the right side of the formation. Skripczyk on the left hip of his older brother. Brendan to throw. Being pressured. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. And driven out of bounds up across the 45-yard line. And I'm okay with that. Let's get positive yards and live to find another down instead of forcing some type of mistake. Gets back to the 46. It'll be third down.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was almost a called quarterback draw, as it looked like Skripczyk basically just took the snap, looked up, and then tucked and ran. Try to get this back to more manageable here on third.
So it'll be 3rd and 13 after the Skripczyk 7-yard run. Trips left, single receiver to the near side is Carter Jones. Skripczyk out of the shotgun. Brown the center, snaps. Skripczyk takes it near his knees, throws over the middle, caught by Mitchell McDaniel. He's got a first down at the 40, move the sticks, another First National Bank first down, a great throw, a great catch by Mitchell McDaniel.
And I tell you what, Matt, you have a better view of it than I do, but doesn't Skripczyk look so comfortable back there as a senior slinging the ball around the yard?
Well, I think when you compare that to the situation for Logan Fulton, who's got Crusader defenders around his feet, the Crusader offensive line is giving Brendan time to set his feet and throw. And that little square in route for Mitchell, that's just an easy pitch and catch.
That'll get us to the end of the third quarter. 16-15 Buhler with a first down. We come back. The Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Ocelots, eagles, and otters, oh my! Come see all the animals at the Hutchinson Zoo. Ride the train, visit the gift shop, or even host a birthday party. The Hutchinson Zoo creates experiences for children and families to learn, engage, and conserve the natural world. Plan your visit today by checking out hutchinsonzoo.org and follow Hutchinson Zoo on social media, located in Cary Park.
Looking for something to do? Check out the Hutchinson Zoo.
95.9 HKFM.
Our coverage of Crusader football brought to you in part by Allen Samuels, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, by Wade Band Insurance, Hut Trek, and by Hutchinson Community College. Well, there have been some huge moments in this game. Right now, the difference in the game is a safety in the first half. It's a one-point game, 16-15. Put a big pass on third down from Brendan Skripczyk to Mitchell McDaniel. Moves the ball into Wamego territory at the 40. Fourth quarter, Buhler going right to left at the far side hash mark of the 40-yard line. Have really steadily been in the I formation most of the night. Inside a handoff to Dylan Skripczyk, running to the left side. And I love how he gets those shoulder pads low and kind of squirts under a bunch of big guys. And where it doesn't look like there's anything there, he comes away with almost 4 yards.
Yeah, Dylan really doing a great job with his body lean tonight. That's one of those things that when there's contact, he's got those shoulders lowered and just trying to find whatever seam he can to gain positive yards at the end of the run.
2nd and 7 from the 37-yard line. 11:25 to go in a tight ball game. A handoff to the fullback, trying to bounce it to the outside, breaks out of a tackle. And up to near the 29-yard line. This is Max Harmony. And Harmony nearly stood up for no gain, was able to push the guy off of him and get forward to the 29. It sets up a 3rd down and 1.
All right, big third down here. We've talked about Buhler under 40% on conversions this year. Let's see if they can get this first down right here.
Correction, it's at the 31. 3rd down and 1. Big 1 yard right here. He'll stay in the eye. And here is Skripczyk. And hit and dropped for no gain.
Well, it's all about the spot. I think the near side officials
give him half a yard.
They're going to give him enough.
I believe. Go for it here, even if they don't you?
I think they're going to be half a yard shy.
Let's see. Oh, that spot's. Oof.
Yeah. I think you have to go for it here.
Yeah, Wamego that time had 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and you can see them, Matt. They are not small individuals on their D-line.
No, I would imagine this is just a sneak, don't you figure?
Yeah, you got a big 6'3", 220-pound quarterback.
4th down and less than a yard. It is a sneak for Brendan Skripczyk, and he has the first down. Great play call by Coach Warner to go for it on the 4th down. First time either team's gone for it on 4th down tonight. Buhler up over 30% now on 4th down this year with that conversion.
It almost looked like Buhler went with a quick snap that time to kind of catch Wamego with their hands not prepared, and great 4th down conversion for Buhler.
They move it to the 29, 1st and 10, another First National Bank first down. Out of the I formation, down to 9:40 to go in the game. Here's Dylan Skripczyk bouncing off a tackle to the right side and then falling forward to the 35. Buhler has done a great job of shedding tackles tonight.
Yes, and controlling the clock. I don't know about you guys, but don't you just feel this peace when we're on offense tonight? We've been able to methodically just chip away, chip away, chip away. There hasn't been many negative yardage plays. And, man, I just feel so much more confident in a one-point game with the ball in our hands.
Well, and especially at this point in the game and in this part of the field, you got 4 plays to get 10 yards at this point every time. So as long as you're getting positive yards every play, you like your shot.
2nd down and 5 from the 25. Single receivers either side of the I formation. Dylan Skripczyk has some room on the left side. Good blocking in front of him across the 20 and up to the 19. And that's going to be enough for another First National Bank first down on the 10th play of the drive. Gets Buhler back in the red zone.
And here's something that's got to be incredibly frustrating for Wamego. They have gone away from having 2 high safeties to 1 high safety. They are completely selling out to try to stop the run. And Buhler is still battering away at him like a battering ram.
It's our guys up front beating their guys up front.
Our O-line is winning the battle in the trenches.
1st and 10 at the 19. Buhler back in the red zone. 2 touchdowns in the game and a safety. Skripczyk just plowing forward ahead. And he'll get up to the 16-yard line. It'll be 3 more. You get 3.5 yards a play, and there's just nothing the defense can do.
Well, and Buhler doing such a good job of shortening the game. I mean, we are just grinding this clock into oblivion. And if you're Wamego, even though it's just a 1-score game, if Buhler can get a touchdown here, it would stretch it out to an 8-point lead with the conversion. So that means Wamego would have to score and get a 2-point try just to tie.
2nd down and 7 at the 19-yard line. They fake it. The option, Brendan's going to keep it around the left side and leans out of bounds at the 10-yard line, trying to get just a little bit extra to get to the sticks. I think he's going to be about a yard shy.
And great job on the play calling. We just keep gashing him up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. That time they run the quarterback counter to kind of get to the outside, and Skripczyk getting some hard yards there at the end.
I always like to mention when you get a running back, a fullback with a block, Max Harmony did a great job of hooking the outside linebacker, allowed Brendan to get to the edge. Does a really good job getting there and getting his feet turned.
Mark him down at the 10.5.
Got to get to about the 9.5 for the first.
3rd down and 1. Out of the I formation. And a flag out. Is it a false start?
Might be a delay of game.
Did they get the snap off in time?
Dead ball. Delay of game. Offense.
There will be a delay of game on the offense. They had the first down, too. That's going to move the ball back to the 16-yard line. So a loss of 5.
That's a huge penalty.
It is a huge penalty, but you got 2 plays to get 5 yards. That's the thing. It's not like you're going to kick a field goal or punt. You're going for it on 4th down. So you got 2 plays. You got two shots at it.
So instead of 3rd and 1, it's now 3rd and 6. After the delay of game penalty, there's just 5 on the play clock here as they come to the line. And now a flag again.
False start, guys.
Are you kidding me? Holy cow. So 15 yards on, check that, 10 yards, I'm sorry, on consecutive plays. And the ball goes from the 10.5 to the 20.5. Well, you just can't do that.
Such a good job avoiding those pre-snap penalties on offense, but then back-to-back penalties.
So now it's 3rd and 11. That changes the play. Trips to the right side. Single receiver near side. Brendan out of the gun with Dylan to his left. 3rd and 11. Has time to throw, and another flag.
They're going to hit us with a false start.
Good grief. Are you kidding me?
Boy, that was on Quentin Pisano on the far side.
Back to back. How often do you ever see that? Back to back to back penalties.
It's one of those things where you hate to burn a timeout, but it may be worth it just to settle everybody down.
Well, they can't get the ball snapped. It's a bummer because the play where they got the delay of game penalty, they had the first down.
Yep, and we're inside the 10, and now we're back outside the red zone.
Great time for a screen.
3rd and 16, trips left again. Can they finally get the ball snapped? And there is the screen play to Dylan Skripczyk. Boy, Wamego read it well, though. Dylan's going to be driven out of bounds at the 29-ish yard line. only got about 3. Now what do you do on 4th down?
Well, it'd be what? If it's at the...
You're not going to try a field goal
it'd
here.
be a 44-yard try.
Don't you just try to throw a jump ball, and if they pick it, as long as it's short of the end zone.
And maybe hope you get a personal or a PI or something.
Yeah, but you got to give something downfield, and if they pick it, then it's essentially the same as a pooch kick.
So they're going to go for it on the 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 19, and now a timeout's going to be taken. Well, from having it 1st and goal, back-to-back penalties have set up Buhler on a 4th and 19. And a timeout, Wamego. Back after this, the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Holly here, and I invite you to come down to Holly Sweet Treats at 205 South Main in Hutchinson to check out our cookies, desserts, fresh baked bread, and custom cakes. We also offer delicious lunches every day and fun last-minute gifts in our shop. Come on down or call us at 888-YUM.
Plaza Astle Realty, locally owned and brokered right here in Hutchinson. With deep roots in Reno, Rice, and McPherson counties, we're your go-to team for personalized real estate service. Call us at 620-662-0576 or visit plaza-astle.com.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, Buhler's found itself in a tough situation here. Up a point, 16-15, 7:35 to go in the game. And called for a delay of game on a play that they got a 1st down, and they were going to have a 1st and goal. And then they were hit with successive false start penalties. And so now facing a 4th and 19 at the 29. The 1st down stick is just up across the 10-yard line. 3 receivers left, a single receiver right. Brendan Skripczyk out of the gun, Dylan Skripczyk to his right. Here's the snap. Pressure by Wamego. Brendan steps up. Now he's going to run with it and gets dropped for a loss. It'll be a turnover on downs. And Wamego's going to have the ball back with some momentum at about their own 31.
Well, now if you're the Black Knight defense, you got to be red alert, ready for Wamego to take a shot down the field. Right after there's a big change of momentum on the defensive side, a lot of times teams will take that shot, so be ready for him to throw a vertical here.
Wamego has not led in this game yet tonight, though they have the ball from their own 31 and 7:27 on the clock. They've scored twice here in the second half, both on big pass plays. Time for the Black Knights to get after it. Empty backfield set. Pressure. Fulton scrambling. He's got room to run if he wants to. He's going to try and heave it up the field. It is caught at the 40. And then some yards after catch. Finally finding some success, unfortunately, is Fulton to the pass game as he hit Chase Johnson. And gets down the field across the 35 up to the 33-yard line. And Wamego's in business.
Well, Pisano did a good job of avoiding something going from bad to worse, doing a good job keeping the receiver in front of him and tackling him pretty much immediately after he made the catch.
That went for 36. Fulton out of the gun, tailback to his right. They go with 2 receivers stacked to the left. Throw hot over the middle, and it is through the hands. That could have been 6.
Hallelujah.
There's a penalty here.
The pass was high and through the hands of the receiver at the 15-yard line. Flag out in the backfield.
And that ball was right on the money. It was a speed ball. Luckily, the Wamego wide receiver just dropped it.
Looks like it might be a hold against Wamego. Hey, we'll take any kind of positive momentum that we can get right now. We'll take it.
Let's see if Wamego can start getting some successive penalties in a row.
Moves it back to the 43. And so it'll be a 2nd down and long here, 2nd and 20. 4 wide receivers stacked vertical to the far side. Single receiver Toops to the near side. They go his way. He catches it, but is hit immediately. Good play by Jacob Miller on the near side to stay right with him. McDaniel was there too. Toops caught it, but shoved out of bounds immediately at the 37-yard line, and it's 3rd down. Although, man, I can't imagine them.
Second down.
I can't imagine them in this scenario where we're at in the game, it's not 4-down territory.
Yeah, I mean, it being a one-score game, the field goals are always an adventure in high school, so they're 4 down probably for the remainder of the contest.
2nd down and long, trips left. Running back goes in motion. Quarterback heaves near side, one-on-one. McDaniel step for step with Toops. Toops tried to lay out to catch it inside the 5. It goes in and out of his hands, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, they keep running the one receiver routes to Toops here on the near side, putting all sorts of receivers to the left, trying to draw some secondary coverage that way. But luckily for Buhler, there's been 2 drops by Wamego receivers on this possession.
Well, very clearly, Toops is the fastest guy most nights on the field. He has got some wheels.
Guys, it does beg an interesting question. If Buhler holds here and it is 3rd and 14, I think it is a punt, don't you?
Be a tough call. We'll see. Trips left, back stays in. High snap taken by Fulton. Hit hard as he...
Holy cow.
Hit hard as he let it go. The receiver went up in the air and caught it. It's not enough for a 1st down. It's going to be 4th and short. They mark him down at the 24-yard line.
The line to gain is at the 23.
We're looking at 4th down and 1.
Boy, Fulton took a shot.
Yeah, he stood tall in the pocket with just heat bearing down on him.
And a high ball delivered to Johnson over the middle. 4th down and a yard. Clock stopped here and actually running now at 6:15 to go in the game. 16-15 Buhler. Fulton out of the gun. And he's going to take off, and he's hit in the backfield. He dumped it off to the tailback at the last minute. Touchdown Wamego. Are you kidding me? How did he stay upright?
I have no idea how that just happened. Fulton looked like he was dead to rights and somehow delivered a ball out at the 11th hour to the running back.
That is a phenomenal play.
I thought he was dead meat. I mean, they had him and just couldn't get him to the ground fast enough. He delivered it to his tailback, Warren, and Wamego has its first lead of the night. Are you kidding me?
They faked the draw. It was a well-designed play, holy smokes, because he caught it and took off running upfield like it was a draw.
I think it was.
And he just somehow
he just saw it. That was very Mahomesian.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to run it, and holy cow, they're going to go for 2 again. It's a high snap. Snap bobbled. Fulton brings it down. Still throws it to the back of the end zone, incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. 5:59 to go in the game. Buhler's going to have to drive the field if they're going to come back in the final 5:59. They have to avoid penalties. 21-16 Wamego here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
As the hot Kansas summer winds down, the end of one season and the start of the next is a great time to review the health of your pets at Apple Lane Animal Hospital. Have you missed any of your vaccinations? How about scheduling a general health checkup, annual blood work, and taking a look at your pet's diet and nutritional needs? Make 2025 the year you take care of your pets so they live a long and healthy life. Call the staff at Apple Lane Animal Hospital and schedule an appointment today at 662-0515.
The Anchor Inn and Anchor Away have been serving authentic Mexican food to Hutchinson and surrounding communities for over 35 years. Treat friends and family to the Anchor's legendary dishes in their large banquet room, famous buffet, and relaxed atmosphere. Open Monday through Saturday. For the same great food with the convenience of a drive-thru, visit Anchor Away in B and Adams. Like Anchor Inn and Anchor Away on Facebook for specials. Anchor Inn and Anchor Away, authentically delicious in downtown Hutchinson.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, 13 unanswered for Wamego on a 4th and 1, a quarterback draw. Logan Fulton being wrapped up in the backfield, somehow gets rid of it before he goes down. His tailback, Tate Warren, catches it and takes it to the house for a 24-yard score. And now the task in front of Buhler is simple. They have to go 80 yards in 5:59 if they're going to come back in this game, and they cannot, Christopher, have penalties.
Yes, one nice thing to Buhler's advantage with it just being a 5-point lead, a touchdown gives Buhler the lead irregardless of what happens on the PAT.
From their own 20, they'll go to work on the ground.
It's going to be Nick, and they're going to get 3 out of it.
Gazaway forward for 3 yards.
One nice thing for Buhler.
To the 23.
Time not really factoring in as our enemy yet.
Buhler does have, do they have all 3 of their timeouts
remaining.
still?
Yes, sir.
All right. First things first, they've got to get down the field. Second down and 7. They've right back to that eye. They fake it to the fullback. Brennan wants to throw in.
Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
That has to be pass interference. Almost picked off by Wamego. Cash Carson got lit up in triple coverage. And no flag. And the official was right there to see it all unfold. It'll be third down and 7. Well, an interesting play call there for Coach. Tried to catch him napping, and now, are you in 4-down territory at this point? I assume if you don't get it here, you have to punt, don't you?
Yes, I believe that's what Buhler would probably do.
Third down and 7 after they went for a big pass over the middle to Cash Carson. Trips left, single receiver to the right. And it's intercepted. Wamego to the house, touchdown.
It was Brody Oviatt, the linebacker, taking it to the house there on the pick 6.
And I'm afraid we just picked up another personal foul penalty as well.
It is now 19 unanswered in the game for Wamego. Very gutsy call on that second down and 7 to go down the field with that big pass play. Very on Coach Warner-like. Very easily could have been called defensive pass interference. It was not. And on the next play, Brendan Skripczyk throws his 3rd INT of the season.
And Wamego's lining up in the swinging gate here on this 2-point try.
So Wamego goes up 2 scores with 5:08 to go in the game.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness against the offense on that previous play. Touchdown's good. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, 15 yards.
So it was on Wamego.
No, it was against Buhler.
With Brody Graber kicking them into the end zone tonight. Fortunately, that penalty's really not going to hurt them. No more than the damage that's already been done. They're going to go for 2 out of the swinging gate, and Fulton's going to walk into the end zone. So the 2-point try is good. 5:03 to go in the game. And Wamego has taken a 2-score lead. 27-16. Buhler's offense has got a lot of work to do late in this one. 5:03 left from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM. This is Crusader football.
Is it time to replace an old can light trim? Sunflower Electric Supply has a great option, an LED recessed downlight that also includes a night light. This innovative design is perfect for a bathroom, hallway, stairway, or kitchen and is simple to install. The night light activates with the toggle of a light switch. It's energy efficient and color selectable from warm to cool white with the bulbs already included. Only $28. Visit us at Sunflower Electric Supply in Hutchinson, Great Bend, or Liberal to get yours today.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, the Buhler sideline has gotten very quiet as Wamego, not that long ago, Well, it has. It's trailing 16-7. They'd cut it to 1 at 16-15. Wamego's going to squib it here. Some return room to the far side. Not that often you see the kicker kick it on the other side of the 50, but with the personal foul penalty. Buhler's going to start near the 25. It was 16-15. Buhler had a first down on a 3rd and 1, but got called for a delay of game. And surely, I am guessing that every team has somebody whose job it is to recognize when that's about to happen and call timeout.
Yeah, it's.
But it did not happen. From their own 24, down 2 scores here. And then Buhler got 2 successive false start penalties after that. Turned it over on downs on a 4th down pass. Wamego with a touchdown drive on a 4th and 1, a touchdown pass, and then the INT for 6 by Oviatt. And now here's Brendan Skripczyk being sacked in the backfield, back across the 15-yard line.
Well, now Wamego's D-line really just going to start teeing off as Buhler down by multiple scores.
Until about the 8-minute mark in this 4th quarter, Buhler had complete control of this game. And they no longer do. A loss back to the 15 brings up a 2nd and 19. Crusader football brought to you in part by Scrap Management of Hutchinson, by Ray & Sons Roofing, Alpha Land Surveys by APAC Shears, and by the Medicine Shop. 2nd down and 19, 4 receiver set. And they're going to throw it near side. Here's Pisano. He gets back to the 20. They'll get some of the lost yardage back, about 5 of it. And that's going to set up a 3rd down. 3rd, and we'll call it 14.
And we go under 4 minutes on the completion behind the line to gain.
Goes to the football touching the 20. It'll be 3rd and about 14 yards. 3:40 to go in the game. Brendan out of the gun. 3 receivers right, single receiver to the near side. 27, make it 29, 16 Wamego. Throw over the middle. It is caught and then dropped. Flag comes out at the end of the play. Brady Gotti had it. Not enough for a first down, about 4 yards short. But as he went to the turf, he lost it. Let's see what the flag is. Buhler could use a penalty on Wamego here.
Yep.
Well, there's your defensive pass interference you were looking for earlier. That moves the ball to the 35. It'll be a First National Bank first down. There's life in these Crusaders yet.
Well, and even if Buhler's not able to come back, if they're able to get some situations here where you have to be in kind of the 2-minute offense where you're slinging it around, hopefully this can help prepare us a little bit for down the road.
Out of the shotgun with trips right, single receiver to the near side. Brendan to throw, and a hot pass over the middle, 2nd drop in a row. As Brady Gotti can't hold on, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Clock stops on the incompletion.
Our Buhler golf team this week had a very good week. 2nd at the Newton Invite, and then 6th on Thursday at Hutchinson. The Invitational there. Really good day on Tuesday. Team score of 369. They've got league coming up this Tuesday at Derby Golf and Country Club, and then regionals at McPherson on the 14. 2nd down, out of the shotgun. Trips right. Brendan throws left. Hits Cash Carson right at the first down stick. Gets out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Needed the 45. And he might be just a tick short. They're going to call him at the 44. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Got a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update from Rose Hill. At the end of 3, the Pups have retaken the lead 21-18 over Rose Hill.
2nd down and 1. We'll see McPherson here in the final week of the regular season. Next 2 weeks on the road at El Dorado, at Winfield. Trips right. And they're going to throw. And they're going to go deep. And it's going to be picked off. Thrown short at the 30, and that will put the nail in the coffin, ladies and gentlemen. Returned into Buhler territory at the 45. And Wamego up by 13 with 3:03 to go. And I don't think they're done trying to score.
Yeah.
I don't see Coach Moody just trying to run this clock out. 2 turnovers in the game tonight. Wamego has not had a turnover. And now the Red Raiders will get it back. Boy, this fourth quarter could not have gone any worse.
Yeah, Buhler had all the momentum in the world, a first down right at the 10-yard line, but then the penalties started mounting up that just completely turned this game on the dime.
Well, maybe they will try to run this clock out as they hand it off to their tailback, Tate Warren.
1 yard gain.
From the 44. Picks up a couple forward to the 42-yard line.
2nd and 9. Wamego.
Tennis third this week at the Smoky Valley Invitational. That was on Tuesday. Ashlyn Coker was third in number 1 singles. Tennis has league coming up at McPherson on Monday. Then they'll go to regionals on the 11th at Winfield. 2nd down and 8. Fulton's going to keep it on the ground. And close to a first down across the 35 to the 34. He's going to be about a yard shy.
Good pop by Jacob Miller there on Fulton. As we'll go under 2 minutes to play here.
Cross country heads to the KC Classic tomorrow. They had a very good outing last Saturday at the Rimrock Classic. Girls won their blue division by a good margin over Eudora. Corbin Starkweather medaled in 6th. Boys 4th out of 43 teams in the Crimson division. Gavin Lindahl was 10th. 3rd and a yard here for Wamego after the pick. Fulton will keep it. He's got the first down up at the 30-yard line, down to 1:39 to go in the game. I think you can bring your, assuming Buhler doesn't use any of its timeouts, you can bring your kneel chart now.
Yeah, with them getting a first down now, I mean, Buhler's not going to use their timeouts probably. They could kneel it out if Buhler doesn't call a timeout and be done.
Volleyball swept their home try this past Tuesday, defeating Augusta in straight sets and Mulvane in straight sets. They've been very good in the league this year, and they'll be heading toward the postseason soon. It's been a tough stretch for our soccer team. 1st and 10 at the 31. Fulton keeps it on the ground again. Spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, 25, and down to about the 23-yard line, picks up 7.
Pretty heady play by the sophomore to slide down inbounds as he was heading to the sideline just to keep that clock running.
50 seconds to go. This might be the final snap of the game. Our soccer team lost 3 this past week. They'll try and get back headed the other direction. They've got 2 home games this upcoming week. Looks like they'll go to a knee here, and that'll do it. And Wamego's going to come in the first ever meeting of these 2 teams. Buhler dominated this game. I don't know if dominate's the right word. They were in control.
Yep.
Of the game for 3 quarters tonight. But a delay of game penalty really on a 3rd and 1 kind of set some things in motion. Is that fair? That unraveled the game, and Wamego wins it 29-16.
No, exactly what happened. I mean, literally 3 big penalties on that one series. Just
so my question, and I'm not asking because I'm questioning, I'm asking because I don't know. Typically in a situation like that, is there somebody whose job it is to watch the clock and make sure that doesn't happen?
I know when I was a high school coach, we didn't have that much sophistication. We didn't have play clocks, you know, so these guys have a little bit more than we did. But no, I mean, it's something that obviously the coaches will.
Does the quarterback have right to call timeout in that situation?
The quarterback can call timeout, but most high school quarterbacks, you know, you're waiting for the play.
And I'm not asking because I'm questioning. I'm not just asking because I want to know.
Yeah, typically a quarterback isn't going to be watching the play clock very often, but yeah, no, it's just a tough break for Buhler.
Well, they would have had a 1st and goal had that delay of game not happened. Instead, they find themselves on the wrong end of a 29-16 final. Wamego improves to 4-1 on the year, and they will head to Chapman next Friday night. Buhler will look to point the ship back in the right direction at El Dorado coming up on October the 11th next Friday. (29-16) is the final here tonight from Crusader Stadium. And our Crusader Locker Room show begins next here on HKFM.
Coverage of Crusader football continues next with the Crusader Locker Room Show. On the way, Aaron and Chris recap tonight's game, and we'll hear the post-game thoughts of head coach Steve Warner. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit MidwayMotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
This message brought to you by your friends at Red Rock Auto Center in South Hutchinson. Our kids are a tremendous gift. Never forget that they are watching you. Setting the right example for them as they grow up is critical. Make time for them. Take them fishing. Go to their games and invest in their future. For all your service needs, you can find Red Rock Auto Center at 200 North Main Street in South Hutchinson. Or visit us at redrockautocenter.com. Red Rock Auto Center. We're here when you need us.
Are you looking for a place that provides excellent care for you or a loved one? Pleasant Hills of Hutchinson is a beautiful Home Plus that provides all levels of care. With the Home Plus, you get more individualized care with the comforts of home. The private bedrooms and bathrooms are large and include walk-in closets and showers. In addition, there are many shared common spaces and the outdoor patios are great for viewing wildlife. Go to pleasant-hills.com to discover the Home Plus Advantage or call for a tour today.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on our Crusader Locker Room show, tough one. A lot of broken hearts by our young men in the locker room. They played their guts out tonight. Hey, let's always like to turn it back around. So I'll just let you into a little window of my life. I am a very competitive person who hates to lose. I feel like you're the same way.
I always say I hate losing more than I enjoy winning, which is a pretty true statement. But no,
I also recognize at the end of the day that our young men played their guts out.
Yep.
And let's focus on the positive things that happened in the game.
Yeah, Wamego's a team that, the NCKL is not the AVCTL. So, I mean, Wamego will pretty much run through the rest of their schedule. They've got Abilene coming up, Clay Center, Chapman. They should run through those schools and will most likely be a one-loss team going into the playoffs and get one of the good seeds in the West. And I was kind of thinking about during the game, hey, if Buhler wins this game today, that probably definitely increases our chances of Wamego having to come back here. Wamego winning here today increases our chances of, if we make a run in the playoffs, we're going to have to go up north.
It was a night where things that you may not see the rest of the season happen.
And something that we haven't talked much about, but you take out your starting tailback after the first play of the game, most teams can't bounce back from that. And Dylan Skripsic and some of the other backs did a fantastic job stepping up and filling in tonight. And stepping in when they weren't, prepared, or weren't. I'm not saying prepared. They weren't planning on being the main running back tonight. So, hats off to Skripsic for being ready, and Max Harmony stepping in, and Gasway stepping in. Some of those guys that typically, helped fill the void of losing Ben Klaus.
It started first play of the game, Ben dislocating his shoulder, and boy, we wish him well, and hope that he gets back soon. But yes, a bevy of things. We focused a lot on the delay of game. That's something that may not happen the rest of the year. On a 4th and 1 on quarterback draw. We have Wamego's quarterback wrapped up. Can't get him down before he delivers the football, and it's a 20-plus yard touchdown pass. Looks like a brilliant screen pass, but I think it was intended to be a quarterback draw.
It was just an amazing play made by Fulton. Yeah. And, playmakers make plays, and he made a huge play, one of the plays that really helped swing the way Wamego's way.
Going back to the delay of game, it was not just one penalty, it was 3 penalty. It never happens.
Yeah, Buhler takes a lot of pride in being disciplined, and our program runs a really disciplined program, and so very uncharacteristic for the Crusaders to have not 1 but 2 and 3 penalties successively.
And I'll tell you this too, the final score doesn't show that our line dominated both sides of the ball. Yes. Offensive and defensively, our line dominated their line tonight. Not very often in a football game can you say that and you lost by 2 scores. But our line was the better line.
No doubt.
Both sides of the ball.
And running against a huge offensive line. We talked about how Wamego doesn't list their height and weights, but they were big up front. They were physical up front. You could see why they're one of the ranked teams in Class 4A. And, that's a squad that, like we said, they're going to have a deep run in the 4A playoffs. And if we're blessed to have a run, there's a good chance we'll probably see them again.
And because of that, most of the night we were able to run between the tackles, and they were able to do nothing about it. That was the fun part.
Yes.
Just play after play, 3 yards, 3.5 yards, 4 yards, and then those big plays by the fullback. There were some really, really good moments in this game. But we find ourselves at this point, and I'm not sure how to fix this, where I felt all the way through the year last year like we were this close to being a really, really good football team. We haven't quite been able to get over that hump, and it's just some of these little things in games that we've got to find a way to get past. And I think it's all there for them.
Yep, no doubt. Well, the nice thing for Buhler coming up next on the schedule, we travel to El Dorado next week. El Dorado is not a very good football team, so it's a night that a week that you can really focus on just getting better yourself, come out, keep your intensity up. And then the following week, the trek down to Winfield.
That is not the Winfield of old.
This is this is probably one of the best Winfield teams they've had in quite some time. They took McPherson to the wire in McPherson. So, Buhler kind of gets a week to shore things up, try to get better, and then go down to Winfield for a big game down there.
Live on our Crusader Locker Room show here on HKFM 2916, the final Crusader football brought to you by the Bakery House, by Blue Stem Pace, Service Plus Electrical, by Glenn's Bulk Food Shop and Gospel Bookstore, and by Prairie Star Health Center. Let's get post-game thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, I know your kids have to be devastated after you really had control of the game for 3 quarters, and then just about anything that could go wrong go against you in the final 12 minutes did. Just a heartbreaking loss for your kids.
Well, it really wasn't even the final 12 minutes. It was more like the final 7 minutes when we get the delay of game penalty when it's 3rd and short. And then we had the illegal procedure and two different times in a row, and now then all of a sudden we've got 3rd and 15.
Yeah, take me back to that. And certainly kind of feels like the defining moment in the game. It didn't know it at the time, but that delay of game penalty, that may be the only one you guys have all year, and just very unusual for that to happen.
I've never lost a game because of the delay of game penalty, and that's what we did. We lost the game because of a penalty. And I'm not saying the officials. I'm saying because we didn't get up the line, we didn't get set, we didn't run the play.
Let's focus on some of the positive things. First of all, we do hope that Ben is okay. Dislocated his shoulder. Man, that was tough way to start the game. Such an important kid and what you're trying to do, and we hope that he's able to get back and be okay. But Dylan Skripczyk comes in the game, and I thought he did a man's job in doing what you asked him to do in a tough situation.
I agree. He definitely ran hard, and he blocked well too, and that's hard to do because for a sophomore. But he blocked very well, and he missed some holes early. We talked about that at halftime, and then he kind of he did a good job running right straight ahead like we wanted to. And I'm proud of him for what he did because he just thrown into it.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about here too. It doesn't feel like you would say this often in a loss, but I think offensive and defensive line both. I thought your line, for the most part tonight, was the better line.
And that's what's frustrating because we usually win when that happens.
Yeah. Another key moment of the game, I don't know if you've ever seen anything quite like 4th and 1 when they scored that last offensive touchdown. Looked like a quarterback draw. You guys had him stop for a loss, and somehow Fulton, before he goes down, is able to get rid of the ball, and it ends up effectively looking like a screen pass to the tailback for a touchdown. This is a very unusual play.
No, it wasn't designed by any means. The quarterback did a great job of getting rid of the ball. He was wrapped up. We had his right arm. I think he threw it with his left arm. So it's just amazing play by him.
Well, Coach, as you obviously, I know you'll be busy studying film, meeting with the kids this weekend, getting ready for El Dorado next week. But approach from here, I would imagine, hopefully, maybe this gives your kids a little not that they weren't motivated before, but certainly they got to feel like one was taken away from them in some aspects, and hopefully bounce back and play with a little edge here in these final 3 weeks.
Well, we're going to have to if we want to be able to beat the next 3 games. El Dorado, we know it's not a very good team, but Winfield and McPherson are both going to be good.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate your hospitality and talking with us as always. Look forward to talking to you on Monday night.
Thank you.
It's Coach Steve Warner, and I say that. I appreciate his hospitality because you can very much hear it in his voice, and I'm sure you experienced this as a head coach during your time during a tough loss. The last thing you want to do is have somebody ask you a bunch of questions.
Yes, I can. I've been in Coach Warner's shoes, dealing with the media or anybody after a loss. It's tough because as a coach, you win a football game. You look in the mirror and you look through, okay, we could have done this better. We could have done this better. I'm thankful this worked out this way. You lose a football game. You agonize over every detail, whether it goes from play calls, whether it goes from substitution patterns. Just you sit there and you go, well, if we only had done this, or if I'd only done this. And coaches like Coach Warner that have won almost 300 games, you don't get there by not putting more heat on you or pressure on you than anybody else can. And so, yeah, I coach, and the boys too. I mean, it's one of those things, the coaching staff and the boys, a tough, gut-wrenching loss tonight. And but it's one of those that, you start watching film tonight and you stay up till the wee hours of the morning watching film and try to get ready for the next team and try to learn from the loss and move on.
Isn't it amazing? You play 4 quarters of football, whatever sport it is. It comes down to the end and it goes your way or it doesn't go your way. And then you can usually point back to one thing and say, right there, that moment, that play changed the entire thing.
Yeah, when you're in a matchup with 2 really evenly matched teams, your margin of error becomes razor thin. And, you think about when Buhler had the momentum in the first half. There was the great catch that we made, or that Pisano made on that 3rd down that, kept that scoring drive going. Things in the first half went our way. In that second half, the play that their quarterback made when on the 4th down, when he was dead to rights, throwing it with the wrong hand as he's about to get buried. I mean, it's like you said, a Mahomesian phrase. I heard Matt say that earlier, and that describes it very well. Just a play made by a playmaker, and in a very inopportune time for Buhler.
Guarantee you that delay a game won't happen again this year.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the first and last.
Yes. And everything along that process, anytime there is a penalty like that, that's something that's going to be a point of emphasis for everybody involved. But I know it's tough, like you said, and like Coach Warner said, we won the line of scrimmage. I feel like this evening, both sides, offense and defense, and there's very rarely that you lose a football game where you win on the line. That's what it looked like tonight. The Buhler won the line but lost the game.
All right, we'll come back. Final stats, final thoughts, and name our player of the game. We'll do that next. Crusader football from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Coming up, more of the Crusader Locker Room Show is next. Stay tuned as we name tonight's play and player of the game. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
If you need a piece of metal, or an angle for a small project, or a complete fabrication project done, call Johnson Sheet Metal or stop by 512 South Main in Hutchinson, where we have been in business for over 100 years. We stock over 60 different sheets and 70 different shapes in steel, stainless, galvanized, and aluminum. We can cut to size, bend, roll, punch, or weld to your specifications. We can make your ag replacement panels too. Johnson Sheet Metal in Hutchinson.
Welcome to a new era of women's health in Hutchinson. Meet Dr. Doug Moore, Hutchinson's newest OBGYN, committed to delivering personalized and comprehensive care for women at every stage of life. Dr. Moore's mission is to provide each woman with the attention and care that they deserve.
I'm Dr. Moore, OBGYN, and I look forward to building relationships with patients and educating them to be comfortable in the healthcare decisions through every stage of life.
Discover more about Dr. Moore at hutchregional.com or call to schedule your appointment today.
Neufeld Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We're your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Enjoy a festive fall treat with a trick-or-treat cake bite from Scooter's Coffee. Chocolate, peanut butter, and caramel combined for big taste in a small size this spooky season. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooter's Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, and Salina.
Hi, this is Mamie Coldren with the Buhler Booster Club. The Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics at Buhler High School. Be sure to follow the Crusader Closet and Booster Club on Facebook for events and new Crusader apparel arrivals. We are excited to be able to accept credit card payments at our concession stands this year. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support from our generous donors.
Hi, it's Aaron West, voice of the Crusaders, and Astro Radio is a proud Buhler Booster Club member.
Crusader football on HKFM.
And back here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth, we're going to get some final thoughts, and we'll wait for our statistician, Andrew Epp, to get us final totals. While we do that, let's name our WIFCO Store Products Man of Steel tonight. WIFCO Store Products, the expert in steel fabrication. I have no idea how many yards he finished with, but it'd be hard for me not to give it to Dylan Skripczyk.
Yeah, you're a sophomore. You're the backup tailback behind a guy like Ben Klaus that's a junior, that's a workhorse, that is one of those guys that is pretty much has been bulletproof throughout his high school career. And for him to go down in the very first play of the game, you always talk about and teach your kids that, hey, you're only one down away from going. And, he was not expecting to go in, but he did a great job stepping in, running well, and just getting after it. And tonight, finishes the game 24 carries. He goes over the 100-yard mark, finishes with 103 yards rushing.
Here's a really cool thing. We have a lot of football left this year, and I feel like we're at a point where Coach has two starting tailbacks. I mean, two guys that could go most everywhere in the state and start.
And you hit the nail on the head for Dylan Skripczyk tonight. One of the positives that comes out of tonight, he's going to be ready. I mean, he's going to have varsity game experience in crunch situations, not blowout garbage time, and so that's something that's going to make this team deeper, and kind of a unique experience too for Dylan and Brendan, two brothers getting to play in the backfield together, meaningful minutes for Buhler High football. That was pretty neat to see those two, and this will be a game that those guys talk about for a long time.
Another thing that's been super beneficial is because Nick Gazaway plays both ways. What Max Harmony has been able to come in and do at fullback has allowed Coach to rest Nick some on offense. and not wear him down for the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and Max had some really nice runs tonight, and so just developing that depth in the backfield is something that is going to make this Buhler team that much better as we start approaching the postseason.
All right, coverage of Crusader football today brought to you by Anchor and by H&R Block, by Sunflower Electric Supply, by Midway Motors, and by Pleasant Hills Chris. Let's walk through some scores in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard.
Okay, so let me get in here first. I opened the wrong app there. Here, just
That's
a second.
it.
Yes, let me get in there. Okay.
Trust in you to be right on it. And
okay, so elsewhere across the Ad Astra Sports Network, a big upset down in some of the smaller classes. Sterling defeating Medicine Lodge tonight, 33-26. Medicine Lodge ranked in their classification. Last score we have out of Rose Hill was Mac leading Rose Hill 21-18. Minneapolis over Halstead 28-21. Ellenwood over South Sumner 59-27. Southeast of Saline with the big win over the Lions 66-0. The last score we have out of the Derby Hutch game was Derby shutting out the Salt Hawks 29-0 at the end of 3. We did mention it earlier. Goddard defeats Andover Central, so they take down one of the ranked teams in Class 4A and one of the big teams in the West. So let me get that final up here. I had it up just a second ago. Little River 45's Canton Galva 66-6. Central Plains 45's Gossel 50-0. And we'll get that Andover Central score. Great Bend tonight over Dodge 28-14. Here we go, 22-16. Goddard's victory over Andover Central tonight.
Elsewhere, Heston beat Smoky Valley 48-6. Ellsworth over Hillsboro 14-6 was the final score there. As you mentioned, Conway blanked Trinity Catholic tonight. Ellenwood won over South Sumner 59-27. May South beat Arc City 45-7. Was the final in that game. Derby did beat Hutch tonight. 36-3 was the final on homecoming night for the Salt Hawks. Cheney over Hoisington 47-18. The final in that one, Marysville beat Abilene in overtime 22-20 to stay undefeated. Valley Center 21, Salina South nothing. Marion beat Inman tonight 26-7. Eisenhower over Andover 21-17. The final score there. Mulvane blanked El Dorado 57-0. And those are some other final scores. Lewisburg in 4A stays undefeated. They beat Eudora tonight 42-14. All right. Just about does it. Only one thing left. Some final stats from Mr. Epp. Andrew?
All right. I can do it if you want me to. We got a final score of 29-16. Wamego takes this one. I want to say something before I get into this. Last week I forgot to mention Asher Zachary's interception. I know you guys said it live, but I need to give that guy credit because that was an incredible catch, and I forgot to say it in my final stats, and I thought about it like all week. So good job, Asher, last week. Now let's get into today. Buhler outgained the Red Raiders 327-230 in total yards. 63 plays for Buhler, 35 for Wamego, and Wamego still comes away with the win by 2 scores. Buhler had 16 first downs to Wamego's 11. Third down conversions, Buhler was 6 for 14. Wamego just 1 for 6. Wamego 1 for 1 on fourth downs. Buhler 1 for 2. And then penalties. Wamego 6 for 50 yards. Buhler 8 for 76 yards, including 61 of those in the second half. And those 3 5-yarders in a row that really changed the game. Okay, for rushing, Wamego 14 carries, just 5 yards. So another good job by the Black Knights defensively against the run. Logan Fulton, the quarterback for Wamego, 6 carries, -2 yards. Tate Warren, a quiet night On the ground, number 35, that's the running back, 6 carries for 3 yards. But through the air, receiving, he did have that huge touchdown on 4th and 1 that gave Wamego the lead. Now for the Crusaders rushing, Brendan Skripczyk, 14 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown. He had a long of 11. Dylan Skripczyk came in for the injured Ben Klaus, 24 carries for 103 with a long of 19. Nick Gazaway, big yards from the fullback, 5 carries, 63 yards, a long of 36. And Max Harmony, 2 carries for 37 yards with a long of 29. The Crusaders rushed it 46 times for 230 yards on the ground, which is exactly 5 yards per carry. Ben Klaus did have the one carry for 3 yards before getting hurt. Okay, through the air for Wamego. Logan Fulton, 12 for 21 for 225 and 3 touchdowns. Keep in mind, he was just 4 for 8 for 40 yards at halftime. So almost 200 yards just in the second half for Logan Fulton of Wamego. Jackson Toops, 6 catches for 106 yards and a touchdown. Drew Erickson, number 17, 1 catch for 69 yards. That was a touchdown as well. And then Tate Warren, who I mentioned a little bit ago, the running back, 4 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Skripczyk didn't have a bad day through the air, except for those 2 interceptions that he threw late in the game. He was 9 for 17 for 97 yards and 1 score, but then threw a pick 6 and another interception that kind of sealed the game. Cash Carson, 3 catches for 33 yards and a beautiful touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Mitchell McDaniel, 3 catches for 25 yards. Quentin Pisano, 2 receptions for 32, and Nick Gazaway had a 10-yard reception as well. Defensively for the Crusaders, Jackson Pratt and Cash Carson teamed up on a sack safety. Jackson Pratt also forced a fumble on that play. Jared Miller, 2 tackles and 2 pass breakups, which I think both probably should have been interceptions. Jacob Miller, 4 tackles, including 1 for a loss. Cruz Hirschberger, 4 tackles, and 1. I'm going to give him a sack on that. On Cruz Hirschberger when he had forced a intentional grounding. I think that we'll give Cruz a sack on that one as well. And Brendan Skripczyk with his 2 punts, both down to inside the 10-yard line in the first half. That was crucial for field position. But Wamego, interceptions by both Brody Oviatt, who returned his for a touchdown, and Dylan Higgins, who returned his for 37 yards. And that sealed it for the Red Raiders of Wamego, who came in here, got the win, all their points in the second half today, Aaron.
29-16. They win it. Wamego 4-1, Buhler 3-2. And we'll be back on the air Friday night at El Dorado from BG Product Stadium, 7 o'clock kick, 6:30. Our Midway Motors drive to the game against a winless Wildcat team. 6:30 Monday night. Join us for our Crusader Coaches Show. We'll be live at 6:30 with Coach Steve Warner from Taco John's. Andrew, thank you. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Yes, sir. You too.
Appreciate it as always. For Matt Atherton, Chris Shank, and our entire crew, Aaron West, have a pleasant good evening. We'll see you Friday night in El Dorado next week. And by the way, good luck to our cross-country team tomorrow at the Casey Classic, and our marching band tomorrow at the Olathe Marching Invitational. Have a pleasant good evening, everyone. You've been listening to Crusader Football here on HKFM.
Alan Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AlanSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.